ATMC TV's Game of the Week is brought to you by J.P. Russ & Son Grading and Clearing, Community Finance of South Carolina, Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue's Haunted Trail, The Doghouse Grill 2, Strand Termite and Pest Control, the Brunswick Beacon, and ATMC.
Welcome to M.H. Rourke Stadium for your ATMC TV Game of the Week. We got a good contest tonight. Your West Brunswick High School Trojans are hosting the number 3 ranked team in the Class 4A poll in South Carolina, the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs. I'm Sam Hickman, joined as always by Jay Combs. Jay, this North Myrtle Beach team comes in and it has a lot of playmakers.
Yeah, they do. We'll start with number 4, carried Class 5'9", $160 senior running back. Leads the team in rushing with 228 yards on the ground in a couple of games. One of those runs was last week in their victory against Loris, a 94-yard touchdown scamper. Gets a lot of help from Zion Bell. He's only a sophomore. He had an 81-yard touchdown run last week, 113 yards among his rushing attempts last week. And on defense, this team's only given up 6 points all year, and they are led by a really good player, number 2, Tyler Gore. 5'10", 180-pound senior, wide receiver, defensive back, very explosive, very physical, being recruited by Division I schools. He's a really, really good high school football player.
And Jay, this West Brunswick team is on the heels of a heartbreaking 1-point loss on the road at Whiteville last week. The Trojans still looking for their first win. That loss last week certainly wasn't because of a lack of effort from senior running back Kaysen Medford.
Yeah, Kaysen had a great game, career high, 209 yards rushing on the ground. The 5'9", 180-pound senior fullback and linebacker really gave him a good effort last week. The whole team gave a good effort. They were very much in this game. I think Whiteville had a 2-point conversion with about 4 minutes left, and that was the difference in this ball game. But a nice effort by Medford, good effort by Jalen Jones-Bay, 5'9", 160-pound senior, wide receiver, cornerback. 5 catches on the year, a couple of interceptions, so he's doing it on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Owen McDowell, 6-foot senior, also a defensive back. He's thrown for 92 yards on the season. He's rushed for 80 yards, but he's a veteran. He's a leader. He's taken so many snaps now that he's not going to see anything much out there that he hasn't seen before. One of the keys tonight is for West to cut down on the penalties, Sam. 22 penalties in a couple of games, 204 yards rushing. Can ill afford to play that way tonight against the number 3 ranked team in South Carolina.
And the Chiefs come into tonight's game 2-0. The Trojans are still looking for their first win of the 2017 campaign. Stay with us for the opening kickoff. And we're almost set for the opening kickoff on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Your West Brunswick High School Trojans are hosting the number 3 ranked team in Class 4A in South Carolina, the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs. I'm Sam Hickman on the play-by-play, joined by my color analyst, Mr. Jay Combs. Jay, after a trip to Leland and a trip to Bowling Spring Lakes last week, it's nice to be back in Charlotte.
And nice to be home, Sam. A little bit of rain here early on, delayed the game for about a half an hour, but pretty nice evening right now. Field looks to be in good shape. Should be, we hope, a good high school football game.
It's a deep driving opening kickoff that's fielded at the West Brunswick 4-yard line. That's DeMonte Daniels. He's got a little running room. He's across the 25 and brought down at the 29-yard line where the Trojans will start 1st and 10.
Now, DeMonte Daniels, a player that West fans are familiar with, a junior running back, got some real valuable time last year as a freshman. He's already picked up 119 yards rushing this year, Sam, 6.3 yards per carry. Off to a good start this his junior campaign.
West Brunswick, of course, coming off a 1-point loss on the road at Whiteville last week, 29-28 setback for West Brunswick. They open up in the wishbone. That handoff goes to Medford, who's looking for running room across the left side. I believe he got to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. We'll give him a gain of 3 there.
Tough running back. Last year, of course, Bubba was the show last year, and but when Medford got his spots, he seemed to do pretty well, and he certainly did well last week over at Wyville with a career-high 209 yards on the ground. Tough kid to bring down.
So the Trojans have a 2nd and 8 here from their own 30-yard line. McDowell hands off to Medford. Medford's got a little more running room that time. He's across the 35, brought down at the 36-yard line, and the Trojans will have a 3rd and 2.
Well, some good blocking at the point of attack by that Trojan offensive line, and also number 44, Russ Score, who does a little bit of everything for this team, plays linebacker, plays tight end. That line lined up as a blocking back, and Medford using his 5'9", 180 pounds to advantage. That time sets up a 3rd and short for the Trojans.
It's a 3rd and short, and Jay, I don't think he got it. A host of North Myrtle Beach tacklers in on the play, and Medford's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Number 50, Kwame Livingston, the 6'2", 250-pound defensive end, in on that tackle. This North Myrtle Beach team is chock full of talent, partner.
Yeah, Livingston is a tough kid, and big, strong, and this whole defense for North Myrtle Beach, one of the reasons they're off to the 2-0 start is the fact that they've only given up 6 points in 2 games. And hey, look, Kelly Williamson's squad going to gamble a little bit early on.
They're going to go for it. The handoff is up the middle, and I don't believe he got it. Let's see who it was on the carry there. He's at the bottom of the pile, but it looks like the Chiefs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in West Brunswick territory.
Well, it was Jakari Bethel who was off the right side trying to just bulldoze his way for a 1st down. Came up a little short, so the gamble at this point does not pay off for the Trojans. And North Myrtle Beach, the Chiefs, are going to get excellent field possession to start their first possession of the night.
North Myrtle Beach is in the shotgun formation here. 1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 37. That's number 16 in at quarterback, Kaysen McClendon for the Chiefs, who had a really nice week throwing the football last week in North Myrtle's 30-0 win over Loris. A man in motion, the handoff goes up the middle. That was number 4, Kerry Class on the carry, and he picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards to the Trojans' 35.
Good tackle that time by Jakari Bethel from his linebacker position. Class, as we mentioned in the pregame, 228 yards in just 2 games on the season for North Myrtle Beach. Not a big guy at 5'8", 160, but quick, strong. A 94-yard touchdown run last week in their victory over Loris. And Sam, I'm wondering if there was some lightning seen.
We have a stoppage in play here, that's for sure.
Both teams have gone to the side of the field.
And it looks like they are headed toward their respective locker rooms. So after a 30-minute delay halted the kickoff, we get exactly 2 minutes and 26 seconds into this one before lightning forces a stoppage in play. With 9 minutes, 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter, North Myrtle Beach will have a 2nd and 8 at the West Brunswick 35-yard line when we return from the break.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
And we're back here at M.H. Rourke Stadium 4 days later, Jay Combs. How about that?
It looks a little different, doesn't it? Much brighter, much sunnier, much better weather for sure.
Yeah, what is that big yellow thing in the sky?
Oh, I don't know.
When we left you, there are 9 minutes and 34 seconds left in the opening quarter. The Trojans received the opening kickoff and went for a 4th and 2 in their own territory, and North Myrtle Beach made the stop, ran one offensive play, and the Chiefs will have 2nd and 8 from the West Brunswick 35. We're back in action. Kason McClendon, the quarterback for the Chiefs, with a back flanking him on each side. He turns to the right, whips the pass out. Looks like that is number 2, Tyler Gore, on the reception. He's all the way across the 20 and brought down at about the 16, 17-yard line.
And you saw a little bit of the great athleticism of Tyler Gore. This guy's the real deal. He's a very explosive physical player. He's already committed to Georgia State. He did that after his junior year, but this one's going to come back due to a penalty against the Chiefs of North Myrtle Beach.
Jay, Tyler Gore, one of those rare two-way players for the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs. He also stars on the defense in the North Myrtle. An interception and a touchdown.
He had a couple of catches for TD, so he certainly showed his versatility that week. And you see him running the football now.
There's Gore on the reverse, but that one is snuffed out by the Trojans. Gore's still on his feet, but he's eventually brought down, and that's West Brunswick's number 44, Russ Gore, on the tackle. Nice job by the Trojans.
Well, something that folks who watch West Brunswick football these past few years are used to seeing. Double 4, Russell Gore in on the stop. That's an excellent play by Gore, senior linebacker. To wrap up Tyler Gore, no relation. That's a pretty good effort on the part of Russ Gore.
Part of the media, please be removed from the sideline.
3rd and long, Sam.
McClendon looking for someone to pass. He's got a running back with a swing pattern out to the right. The catch was made by number 17, Ramsey Lewis, but he's brought down well short of the original line of scrimmage, and I think that's going to bring out the punt team for the Chiefs.
Well, it is, and that's some great pressure by 57, Jake Baylor, from his defensive line position. He really had a good shot at McClendon. He's going to set up the punting situation. Zane Smith, a freshman, handles punting, 43.5 yards per kick on the year.
That's a short, low punt, and it looked like a golf shot there, Jay. It kind of just stopped when it hit this wet surface, but it does bounce down at about West Brunswick's 20-yard line, so the Trojans hold on the first defensive possession of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Williamson and his staff got to be real happy the way the Trojans came out on that first defensive possession. This is a real good football team from North Myrtle Beach, folks, ranked number 3 in 4A schools in South Carolina, 2-0 on the year, really haven't been challenged. So for the Trojans to come out and make a good stand defensively, that's a nice effort, well prepared. And looks like trying to get some players in and out on the field for West.
A little stoppage on the field will give us a brief moment to thank J.P. Russ & Sons for its sponsorship of this week's ATMC TV Game of the Week. Serving Brunswick County since 1947, J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. Paving, grading, clearing, drainage, and much more. J.P. Russ & Son will haul any material, even rock. Give them a call at 754-6023.
Sam Hickman, if I needed a load of dirt, I may be calling you to see who you recommend.
McDowell fakes the handoff. He rolls to the right. He's in trouble. He just flings it up. And it's called. Oh, it almost is called by number 2, Dylan Jeffries. Almost comes up with a remarkable catch, but it falls to the turf. Incomplete, dangerous pass there.
Yeah, probably one that West is just as glad. Even if they couldn't catch it, right? They didn't turn it over. That was a dangerous throw. A lot of pressure that time. A lot of pressure that time on the quarterback, and he was doing his best he could to try to evade it. Got the pass off, but Dylan Jeffries couldn't make the catch.
And we've seen Dylan make few catches like that doing the games here. He's pretty good at going up and getting those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, he can.
That handoff goes up the middle. Medford is looking for running room, and he's up to around the 24 or 25.
Medford, your ball carrier.
We'll give him 4 yards.
A 3rd down for the Trojans.
It's kind of tough, folks. We can't see the lines on the field, all right? So we're going by the yard markers, and Sam Hickman doing a really good job of making some good educated guesses as to where the ball's ending up. It's 3rd and I think you had that one pretty close, Sam. They got 3rd and 7 on the board.
McDowell in the shotgun. Medford to his right. McDowell gets the snap. He throws the pass over the head of the intended receiver. That was number 8, TJ Cento, the intended receiver, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 6.
Certainly on that first offensive possession, obviously West comes out trying to show the throw. They tried to pass the ball 2 out of 3 downs. I know they're looking for more balance this year in terms of their offensive attack.
First home game.
It's a 4th down. It's like the Trojans are in a regular formation. Perhaps a quick kick here.
I sure would.
It is going to be a quick kick. McDowell gets the kickoff. It takes a hop at about the 48-yard line and rolls all the way into the Chiefs' territory at about the 38-yard line.
Well, all things considered,
that's a 38-yard punt by McDowell.
All things considered, Sam, not a bad kick by Owen McDowell, and because North Myrtle Beach wasn't quite sure what West was going to do, they didn't really have anybody back to return, so good special teams play by the Trojans. North Myrtle Beach still going to get the ball in pretty good field position, but they were apt to get it that way anyway. So let's see what the Chiefs do on their second shot here in the first quarter of the 4th day of this football game.
Longest high school football game ever. We're on 4 days now. McClendon hands the ball up the middle to Kerry Class, who's got a little bit of running room. Nice hit there by the Trojans, but not before Class picks up about 5 or 6 yards there.
Yeah, Class is a classy runner. He's already gone over the 2,000-yard mark for his career. Comes into tonight's game with 228 yards in the first 2 games, and including a 94-yard touchdown run last week against Loris.
6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. North Myrtle Beach 0, West Brunswick 0 on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. McClendon gets the snap. He hands it to Class again, who makes a couple of guys miss, but he's brought down about a yard shy of the marker. Bring up a big 3rd and 1 situation here early in this contest.
Looked like a pretty good pop that time by Khalil Bland, the 5'11", 170-pound senior. You don't want to let Class get to daylight. And Bland did a good job of denying him that opportunity on that run.
McClendon pitches it out to Class around the right side, and Class has got some running room. He's across the 40, brought down at about the Trojans' 30-yard line for a 23-yard run and a 1st down for the Chiefs.
At that time, Class got outside the defense. They weren't able to deny him or push him inside, and boy, he can go. He's got good moves too. Very impressive running back is Class, a 5'8" senior, not real big, only 160 pounds, but obviously strong, fast, and good running ability.
That is North Myrtle Beach ball carrier, number 24. That's Zion Bill, who also had more than 100 yards rushing in the Chiefs' win last week with the carry there for about 2 yards.
Yeah, they got a real potent running attack. That time again, Bland and Gore in on the stop. Jakari Bethel too with some help.
McClendon looking for someone to throw to. He overshoots the receiver. Intended receiver there was senior Darian Conyers. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Well, good defense that time by West. Again, the 5 and dime guys back there. Julian Legrand, number 10. Khalil Bland on the coverage. Not sure that Conyers didn't break off his route that time, because it sure looked like McClendon was thinking he was going to go a little deeper. McClendon, a big kid, 6'4", tall, lanky guy. He's going to see over that line.
3rd and 8, McClendon fakes the handoff. He's got a receiver out to the right who was wide open, but the pass is dropped by number 8, Dominique Vereen. We do have a flag on the field. We'll wait on the call from the official. It's going to be roughing the passer, so instead of a 4th and 8 situation coming up, it's going to give the Chiefs an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, that's a tough break. Javian McCray, I think, is the one they're going to throw the flag on, and McCray came in and hit him just a little bit too late. I think that's one of the reasons why, of course, the pass was a little off, but regardless, tough penalty against West. Going to give North Myrtle Beach excellent field position down, what do you think, Sam, 15? 13, okay.
You said I was giving educated guesses earlier. That may be a stretch. Guesses is more like it, period.
I don't know. You're pretty educated about that to me.
McClendon in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs from the Trojan 13 class. Barrels up the middle for about 6 or 7 yards on the carry. So the Chiefs are in business here with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Down by number 33.
Like John Ruschler in on that tackle, 61, maybe helping out too, Tim Sellers.
McClendon pitches it around the left side. That's Class on the carry. He's still on his feet. He's across the goal line for a touchdown. We do have a flag on the field, Jay.
Let's see how they how the officials interpret this, whether it's maybe a hold. And it is, so wipe off that score.
Wipe off that touchdown. That play is nullified by the holding penalty, so the Trojans continuing to hang in there. Still got a scoreless game here with just under 4 minutes left in the first frame.
Well, they've been able to score some points this year, they being West Brunswick. The tough first week, only 14, but then in game 2, lost a 1-point contest to Whiteville. By all accounts, they pretty much outplayed the Wolfpack that night on every aspect except the final score. So trying to get back on the winning track in this very tough opponent from North Myrtle Beach.
McClendon's got the snap. He rolls out to his right, looking for a receiver. He's got a man. The pass is caught. I believe that's number 2, Tyler Gore, on the reception, who stays on his feet and I believe gets enough yardage for the 1st down to set up the Chiefs with a 1st and goal situation. We're waiting on the spot for the official signal from the official.
For the Chiefs.
Well, that's just
It is going to be a 1st down. Sorry, Jay.
Nice pitch and catch that time by McClendon and Gore. McClendon released that ball just when Gore was making his cut. Tyler, with those real good hands, brings it in.
McClendon's got the snap. He hands it up the middle to number 17.
Number 17,
Ramsey Lewis up the teeth of the West Brunswick defense and across the goal line for a touchdown with 3:38 remaining here in the first quarter. North Myrtle Beach takes a 6-0 lead.
Well, Lewis, that side running off the left side of the Chiefs offensive line. Some big guys pushing people around, including Hayden O'Kelly, 6'1", 265 pounds from that left guard, left tackle position.
Zane Smith's extra point attempt is up and straight through the uprights, and the Chiefs lead 7-0 with 3:38 left here in the first quarter. Your ATMC TV Game of the Week brought to you by several sponsors, one of which includes Community Finance of South Carolina. Community Finance of South Carolina offers personal loans and title loans with the most competitive rates in the area. Located right across the border in beautiful Little River, South Carolina, Community Finance provides quick approval so you can have cash in minutes. Visit Community Finance online at cfscloans.com.
DVDs are available for each home game.
Jay, you know we got a new sponsor this year.
Who we got?
The Brunswick Beacon.
We do.
Your community newspaper since 1962. The Brunswick Beacon is your source for local news, sports, and features. Subscribe to the Beacon today. Call 910-754-6890 or go to brunswickbeacon.com.
I'd like to, I'm telling you, I wish I knew somebody that worked over there at the Beacon.
Me too.
Yeah.
Shout out to our new principal.
Of course, Sam Hickman is the sports editor of the Brunswick Beacon. And let me tell you, this guy is working 7/24 to bring you local sports. And actually more than local, national sports too. Sam, I don't know, there's not enough hours in the day, but you seem to crank it out every week.
Fake it till you make it,
there
partner.
You go.
Deep kickoff, bobbled by number 20, DeMonte Daniels, and he's looking for some running room, and he doesn't have very much of it. It looks like he'll get across the 20, we'll call it the 22-yard line, where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10.
Well, back to the Trojan attack. On their first possession, they tried a couple of passes, weren't able to connect. Well, let's see if Owen McDowell and company can get something going on this possession. It would be a really good answer if they could obviously get down the field and score, but at least string together a few first downs, move the chains, and get some confidence in that offensive side of the football.
The Trojans trailing 7-0 with 3 minutes, 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. McDowell's got the snap. He hands it off the middle to DeMonte Daniels. He's got some room around the right side, Jay. Daniels is brought down just across the 40-yard line for about a 20-yard pickup.
Well, nice run that time by Daniels. Some good blocking on the right side of the line. And Tyler Long, Casey Holler. And that's a good way to start this second possession of the night. Just a sweep to the right side and 20 yards and a first down.
So the Trojans collect their first down of the evening, looking to maintain a offensive possession here as McDowell fakes the handoff. He rolls right. He completes the pass and is brought down by North Brunswick's number 21, Tony Williams, in on that tackle. Was that Noah Johnson on the reception?
Couldn't tell, Sam. We've got sun in our eyes.
It was 23 Noah Johnson on the reception.
We got about another quarter and a half before we can really see what's going on. Can't see the monitor real well, again, because of the bright sunshine, but good effort that time defensively and a nice throw. That gives McDowell a little bit of confidence, and that offensive line gave him some time to throw.
2nd and 7 from the West Brunswick 44-yard line. McDowell's got the snap. He's rolling out to his right. He's being chased by Livingston. The pass hits Johnson in the belly, and he bobbles it, but he comes up with the catch across midfield for about 10 or 11 yards and another West Brunswick first down.
Like the play calling by West, really, again, trying to balance this year and show the throw, and they've done it successfully. The last 2 downs, pick up a first down on that throw, and that's good effort. Real good effort by McDowell that time, rolling right, evading a little bit of pressure, and finding number 23, Noah Johnson, for the catch.
Yeah, I called that wrong initially. That was a completion for 8 yards from the Trojan 44 to the Chiefs' 48-yard line. Nevertheless, it was good enough for a first down, and West looks good offensively here.
Yeah, they're getting some time. Gabe Lewis, center of that line. Left guard's Jake Baylor. Left tackle, the big guy, Monty Stanley. So the O-line doing a pretty good job here early on.
Takes a timeout.
West is going to take a timeout and regroup.
We want to recognize our student section now.
Jay, I think this is your personal favorite sponsor from last year. Once again, our Game of the Week is being sponsored by the Grisette Town Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail. Can Jay Combs survive the Haunted Trail? You'll go in, but will you come out? The 9th annual Haunted Trail opens at 7 p.m. every Friday and Saturday of October, plus October 30th and, of course, Halloween night on the 31st. Located at 758 Longwood Road in Ocean Isle Beach. For more information, call 287-3030 or go to GrissetTownFire.com.
Sam, I'm telling you, that's just scary. Just listening to you read that is just plumb scary.
Scary good.
Scary good is right.
That handoff is up the middle, and Kason Medford is met there by number 8, Dominique Vereen, who lays the wood there.
Showtime for Mr. Vereen.
Say a loss of 1 there on the handoff to Medford.
And let me tell you, Medford is not an easy guy to bring down, Sam Hickman, as you well know. So credit Dominic Vereen for a real good hit to stop Kason Medford, 5'9", 180-pound senior running back, 208 yards on the ground against Rifle.
You could say the same thing about the North Myrtle Beach front 7 as you could say about the Haunted Trail. You'll go in, but will you come out?
Not the same person.
McDowell gets the snap. He rolls out to his left, and he's going to be sacked by number 60. That was North Myrtle Beach's number 60, Marcellus Livingston, 6'1", 220-pound defensive lineman, gets to McDowell and slings him to the turf to bring up a 3rd and a country mile situation for the Trojans.
There's 3 Livingstons on the North Myrtle Beach roster. That was Marcellus. Kwame, who is his older brother and bigger at 6'2", 250, is an outstanding player for them. And Keon Livingston is a wide receiver cornerback. So the Livingstons are very prominent on the Chiefs squad this year. Sets up a long 3rd down situation.
That pass intended for Kason Medford falls off of Medford's hands and falls incomplete to bring up a 4th and 22 situation from the West Brunswick 40-yard line. So Livingston really thwarted what was once a promising West Brunswick offensive possession.
Yeah, that was just a good defensive play by Livingston. That time, even if Medford had caught the ball, he was well defended by Stephon Wilson. So up to West now to try to turn the field here. They're in that same are we going to kick or are we going to run a play situations. It's a quick kick again.
It was a quick kick, but McDowell just got that one off, and another pretty good kick. It goes all the way down to about the North Myrtle Beach 25-yard line.
So again, not a bad change of downs. West that time did pick up a couple of first downs, and were it not for the good play by Livingston, West may still be in possession. So back to the D now. Held the first time out, second time didn't. Let's see what pretty potent attack for North Myrtle Beach has in store on this series. Getting the play in from the side. Matt Reel, first-year head coach at North Myrtle Beach, was the offensive coordinator there for several years.
McClendon looking for a receiver. He throws it down the sideline. Pass intended for number 10, Tyron Stockdale. And Stockdale goes up and high points the ball for a big completion.
Now, nice throw by the quarterback, McClendon. And a real good catch. Looked like there was decent coverage out there that time by Owen McDowell, but the receiver came down with the ball.
Russ Gore in on that tackle. He brings Bell down after about 3 yards.
Bell's only a sophomore. Another one of these guys, not real big, 5'9", a buck 80. Had an 81-yard touchdown run in their win over Loris. 113 yards on the ground in that game for Zion Bell.
Oh, that handoff goes to number 4, Karen Class, and he's brought down by number 44, Russ Gore, who's having a really nice opening quarter. And Jay, that just might do it for the first quarter as the clock is under 5 seconds. And that's going to do it for the opening frame. After 12 minutes of play, North Myrtle Beach Chiefs lead the West Brunswick Trojans 7-0.
We used the grant money to start our leadership initiative. We focused on Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, and I read it and I thought, who can I get on board with this? And I found Ms. Schmidt, and she was willing to do it. And so over the summer we wrote the grant, and we thought about if we got the money, what would we do from it? Part of the money went to us building a student council, and I've been here, like I said, 15 years, and we've never had a student council.
Our student council has been the biggest change, watching them from beginning of the year to the end of the year. Hearing them on the announcements in the morning, they would have shaky voices, and now they have no problem grabbing a microphone and putting it in front of them. And
we started that. We started a Begin with the End in Mind hallway, where we focus on kids and their goals for college in the future and looking at where their teachers came from.
Initially, at the beginning of the year, kids' plan did not include college. It was, we're going to high school and hopefully we'll graduate. We're trying to change the dialogue from college isn't an option to I am going to college. That is my next step after graduating. It's amazing. Some of our kids want to go to Davidson because Steph Curry went to Davidson, and that's not an easy goal for them and maybe not achievable, but just the fact that they think it's available to them makes a huge difference.
So from there, it just became this great big thing that, you know, it's exceeded all of our expectations, thanks to, you know, ATMC for giving us that money and letting us try it out. Otherwise, I don't think that it would have gotten to this level.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
We're back for the start of the second quarter. North Myrtle Beach has a 3rd and 6 from the West Brunswick 40-yard line. McClendon in the shotgun formation. He rolls out, looking for Stockdale. Stockdale makes the catch, and he's run out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. So another big connection from McClendon to Stockdale.
Well, nice catch by Stockdale, good throw, and I don't know who it was for North Myrtle Beach, but they got a great block on Jakari Bethel, because Bethel was almost ready to take down quarterback McClendon. But somebody threw a block on him. McClendon able to throw the pass, and the Chiefs are on the go again.
Jay, McClendon has found Stockdale twice on this drive for a combined 57 yards, so he is racking up some receiving yards on this possession. North Myrtle Beach calls a timeout before the ball was snapped.
Timeout.
Looked like a little
taken by the Chiefs.
extracurricular activity there. Maybe a little flop there, but, you know, who's counting? 11:52 left in the second quarter. Timeout on the field. The Chiefs lead the Trojans 7-0 on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. That is brought to you by the Doghouse Grill 2. The Doghouse Grill 2 is your neighborhood hotspot, serving breakfast all day, plus delicious handmade burgers, deli sandwiches, gourmet Red Barn coffee, and dessert to satisfy your sweet tooth. Open 7 days a week for breakfast and lunch. The Doghouse Grill 2 on Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach.
Hey, Sam, have you seen this guy on television?
Eating the omelet, that guy?
That eats everything in sight at the Doghouse Grill. I have no idea who he is, but he's become sort of a celebrity of sorts in Brunswick County.
Do you believe in miracles?
I think so. I believe in it's a miracle that boy could eat as much as he could eat. I can tell you that.
Enforcement in the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program.
And what about the double cheeseburger at the Doghouse Grill, Sam?
I'm salivating, thinking about it.
I can tell. You introduced Huck to that yet? I guess he's still a little bit tiny for
Speaking of Huck Hickman, I think we have a celebrity guest appearance coming up the stairs here.
There's a Huck Hickman sighting. I hope there's a Maggie Hickman sighting.
North Myrtle Beach with a 1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 15. McClendon looks over to his sideline to get the play. Class in the backfield with McClendon. That's going to be Class. Catches the pitch around the left side, looking for running room. Spin move, all the way down across the 5, down to about the Trojans' 4-yard line.
Hey, Sam Hickman, it's pretty cool to see 1 360 in a run, but not 2. We got 3 that time from the classy Cared Class. That's just an excellent run by the senior. Over 2,000 yards, as we mentioned earlier, in his career. And you saw
I kind of got dizzy watching that right there. A spin move after spin move
That's
after
right.
spin move.
The spinner.
So the Chiefs threatening again, leading 7-0 with 11.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. McClendon in the shotgun, throws a slant. It's picked off, but the ball is blown dead. And it's going to be a false start penalty on the Chiefs. So a break there for West Brunswick. Instead of 1st and goal from the 4, it's going to be about Jay, I really can't tell. It's that hard to see. I think it's 1st and goal from about the 10 or the 9.
It's going to be a 1st and some. Yeah, it looks like they've got the flag down around just inside the 10. So I think you're probably right, Sam. Boy, West, if they could get just a little bit of pressure on Kaysen McClendon, that's a way to do it.
That's big Javian McCray there who meets the ball carrier and drags him down behind the line of scrimmage. Big hit there by McCray.
That's what they paid a big guy to do, Javian McCray. I say big, 6'3", 260, and he's in the 10th grade, Sam. He's only in the 10th grade. How big a ceiling does this young man have? Excellent effort that time by the entire defensive front 7 of West, particularly the big guy.
McClendon fakes the handoff. He rolls around the right side. He's looking for a guy in the back of the end zone and barely overthrows number 2, Tyler Gore, who had got loose there in the back corner. So they can't connect there, and the Trojans catch a break. We do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out. But, yeah, West really dodged the bullet that time. I bet you Gore catches that 9 out of 10. Kind of snuck free in the back corner of that end zone. It's going to go against...
Jay, I believe McClendon had crossed the line of scrimmage before he threw that pass. So unless we're playing Carolina rules football, that is against the rules. Now let's see if the Trojans accept the penalty or decline it, which would bring up a 3rd and goal from about the 11.
Well, they lose it down, right, on a pass.
Oh, that's a good point, partner.
You know, past the line of scrimmage, so I think they're going to take that.
Jay, I believe it is a penalty and a loss of downs. You are correct. Good call, partner. So 3rd and goal from about the 15-yard line.
West is going to have to play a little tougher than they did on that particular play, because McClendon had time. Of course, you know, it helps when you run past the line of scrimmage, right? You got to keep your eye on that number 2, Tyler Gore. And Tyron Stockdale.
McClendon looking over to his sideline on the far side for the offensive play. The Chiefs have 2 receivers out to the right, 2 receivers to the left, and Class flanks McClendon in the backfield. McClendon takes a snap. It's a quick slant intended for number 1, Darian Conyers, and it's over his head. It falls incomplete, and a big stand there for the West Brunswick defense as North Myrtle Beach trots out its field goal kicking unit, which has been perfect on the year
Zane
for the record.
Smith, the freshman, 1 for 1. He's got a 27-yard field goal to his credit. He's made all 6 of his extra points. So this youngster has a pretty good, strong, and accurate foot.
This is going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt for Mr. Zane Smith.
McClendon is the holder.
Smith, the hold is
Splits it.
down, the kick is up, and Smith splits the uprights to give the Chiefs a 2-possession lead with 10:29 left here in the second quarter. North Myrtle Beach 10, West Brunswick 0.
You know, and how valuable is it, Sam, when you have a kicker that you can bring out on the field and get some points when your offense bogs down. Zane Smith 2 for 2 on the year now from field goals, and a 10-0 lead for North Myrtle Beach.
And Zane Smith has racked up 4 points with a field goal and extra point here on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. That is brought to you by Strand Termite and Pest Control. Locally owned and operated, Strand Termite and Pest Control Company has been serving the Carolinas for more than 45 years. It provides comprehensive pest control services to ensure the safety and health of your residence or workplace. Using integrated pest management techniques and new science, we proudly offer you today's most effective treatments. Enjoy fast and friendly service along with affordable prices from Strand Termite and Pest Control.
They do an excellent job. And how kind is it? They were with us last year, weren't they, Sam?
They were, in fact.
And they came back for another round, and we so greatly appreciate it. You know,
we pestered them long enough, and they sponsored us again.
Nice play on words. You know, all of the business folks in the area that help make these telecasts possible, we greatly thank.
Smith handles the kickoff duties for the Chiefs, and he bangs one through the Trojan end zone, but it looked like that one was stopped. Hard to tell, Jay, before a kickoff. Did the Chiefs take too long to kick it?
We're going to let the experts sort this one out, but I think that whistle blew before he even hit the ball, so obviously they're going to re-kick it. Offside, Sam. So one of the guys was, one of the kick coverage guys was past the line before he kicked the ball. Can't do that. They get down there quick enough anyway. You know?
Really?
So
North Myrtle Beach surely doesn't need any kind of advantage with the talented squad it has this year.
Number 3 ranked in 4A.
And Jay, the Chiefs coming off a school record 11 wins last year. So North Myrtle advanced to the 3rd round of the state playoffs, which was the best season in school history for North Myrtle Beach. So
they got it going, don't they?
They got it going on. You are correct.
This is a big challenge for West Brunswick for sure.
And a good measuring stick, you know. Yes. You want to play teams like this early in the season.
Well, you do, and I'll tell you what, a nice kickoff return would help.
Daniels fields that one cleanly, and he's looking for running room, and he's brought down.
Number 20, DeMonte Daniels.
By North Myrtle Beach's number 25, Jordan Gillings. The 5'10", 180-pound tight end on the kickoff coverage team brings down Daniels at about the, hard to tell, 25-yard line, we'll call it?
We'll call it. So let's see what Mr. McDowell and company can come up with on this particular series. They have moved the ball a little bit tonight.
The sack on the last West Brunswick possession really derailed a promising drive. McDowell hands that one to Medford, looking for running room around the left side, makes a guy miss, does not make the second defender miss. That was North Myrtle Beach's number 6, Stephon Wilson, in on the tackle, but a nice offensive play there for West Brunswick as the Trojans try to claw their way back into this game.
Well, good running off the left side of that line. It's Jake Baylor and Monty Stanley. Of course, Gabe Lewis at center, but and good running that time by Medford. Medford is a tough kid. We were so impressed with him last year. Bubba was the show last year, and Medford didn't get a chance to run as much as obviously he will this year, but he's got a lot of talent.
It's going to be a penalty.
Got too many guys on the field for West.
Yeah, it looks like illegal substitution on the Trojans. West Brunswick had
Flag against the Trojans.
Sam,
12 guys out there.
I was going to say, there's a lot of green shirts out there, so whether that was the call or not, I don't know.
It was an illegal substitution penalty, so that's instead of 2nd and 4, that brings up a 2nd and 9, and those just really hurt you against a team of this caliber. You need every yard you can get. You certainly don't want to be in these 2nd and long situations.
Yeah, those are the kinds of mistakes you really wish you didn't make. Obviously, it's tough to play football and not make some errors. It's going to happen, but those kind you like to minimize.
That handoff goes to Medford. He's looking for running room, and he's brought down maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, Torres Rice, number 7. Big guy, 6'2", 225. Defensive lineman, defensive end, tight end.
So the Trojans will have a 3rd and 8 from their own 27-yard line, looking to get a first down and move the chains to keep this possession alive. There are 9 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter. We are coming to you from M.H. Rourke Stadium on a Monday night. The game originally scheduled for Friday moved up to Thursday. Lightning on Thursday, Lightning on Friday, offsides on Monday, and I believe the Trojans are going to end up right back where they would have been without the substitution penalty.
That's a good 5 that they will gladly take. Kelly Williamson's staff. 54, that was Mikkel Stevenson and Rice, who just made an outstanding play the play before. Both jumped the gun that time, so still 3rd down, but a much better down and distance situation for the Trojans. This is a place where you can run and have a chance to pick up the first down.
Oh, the Chiefs were all over that when they met Medford as soon as he received the handoff. And he's dropped for a loss of about 4 yards on that play.
Looked like T.J. Gore or Stephon Wilson. It's a 5 or a 6, but on that stop that time. I think it actually down to the C, number 6. I think it was Wilson, who is one of their leading tacklers. So West, again, in a punting situation.
4th and 7 from the West Brunswick 28-yard line. McDowell about 7 yards behind the center. He gets it. It is going to be another punt, and that one is going to be short. It lands short of midfield and is going to be down by West Brunswick at about the Trojans' 46, 47-yard line to give the Chiefs excellent field position. Only a 19-yard punt there for West Brunswick.
Of the 3 or 4 times that they've done that play this evening, clearly that was the one where they would like to have a do-over on that one for sure. Kind of went off the side of Owen's foot, but it is what it is. So North Myrtle Beach doesn't need a lot of help, but they got some good help on that change of possession, taking over in West Brunswick territory.
The Chiefs are going to have 1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 46-yard line to begin this possession with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter. And Jay, it looks like, I don't know if this is a point of emphasis this year, but they're asking a North Myrtle Beach player to go to the sideline. Your knee pads have to actually go over your knee. You know, who'd have thunk it, but a lot of receivers and skill players like to pull their pants up so their knees are free and they have free range of motion. But now they got to be covered.
That was number 2, Tyler Gore, so he knows better.
McClendon pitches out to the right side. Trying to see who it was on the carry there. I think it was 17, Ramsey Lewis, who caught that pitch and gained about 3 yards.
Again, another good block on the interior of that North Myrtle Beach offensive line. Number 46, Javian McCray, was so very close to disrupting that play, but he got blocked.
McClendon looks for a receiver out to the left. That's Stockdale once again. He makes a tackler miss. He's still going on the sideline. He's pushed out by number 42, Jakari Bethel, but not before he picks up about 30 yards. So Stockdale with about 90 yards receiving in the last 2 possessions for North Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I don't know how many catches Tyron Stockdale had coming into tonight's game, but the way he's played here tonight, my guess is he's going to see the ball thrown in his direction a whole lot more. He and McClendon have really got it going here tonight.
First and 10 from the West Brunswick 12-yard line. 7.5 minutes left in the first half here. The Chiefs lead 10-0. McClendon in the shotgun formation. He hands up the middle to Class, who makes a West Brunswick defender miss. He cuts between 2 more tacklers, and he's across the goal line for North Myrtle Beach. Chiefs touchdown, and North Myrtle with a 16-0 lead. Still more than 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and Zane Smith will come on for the extra point attempt.
Well, just too much class on that classy run by the senior. He gives you a wiggle here and a wiggle there. You can see why so many schools are interested in him. He is going to Georgia State, which is a Division I program, and I expect he'll do real well there.
Smith's extra point attempt is up and all the way to the middle of the track, and the Chiefs add on a successful extra point and now lead the Trojans 17-0, less than midway through the second quarter. And it gives us a perfect opportunity to once again thanks ATMC for its sponsorship of our ATMC TV Game of the Week. Serving our community for more than 60 years, ATMC is your local provider for telephone, internet, digital cable, wireless, and home security needs. ATMC is a local company with local priorities. Contact them today at 755-8206 or check them out on the web at atmc.com. And I'm about to make our production guy, Mr. Nathan Evers, really happy. Don't forget to check out the games on Wednesday and Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. on not only ATMC TV Channel 3, but ATMC TV HD Channel 910. Did I get it right? Gotta watch it in HD, folks. If you're gonna watch these productions that Nathan and Mr. Aaron Varnum worked so hard on, you know, and they make it just look so good by the time the finished product is out, you got to watch it on HD.
You got to go big or go home, Sam Hickman. HD is big.
Touchback.
Jay, I know you were just talking about Tyler Gore and him going to play college football. I believe this kicker, Mr. Zane Smith, has got college football in his future. Well, he has got a booming right leg.
He does indeed, and he's only in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
So this young guy is just going to get better and better and better. But a lot of schools would probably take him right the way he is.
Reminiscent of former Hogger High School kicker, Mr. Connor Barth, who kicked for the University of North Carolina, is now the kicker for the NFL Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they cut that guy that they picked up, and Barth is going to kick again for him this year.
Medford got some running room there. He's making guys miss, and he picks up about 8 yards there. A nice little run there up the middle for Medford. I don't know what the West Brunswick PA guys watching, but that was about 8 yards on that pickup.
And West has got to kind of stay within themselves now. You know, you don't have a 17-point play. If you're going to be down 17, that's not good. But the fact that you got 2.5 quarters of football left gives you plenty of time to get back in the game.
That handoff up the middle to Medford once again. I think he picks up a yard or two there. We're going to see. Jay, I believe he does have enough for the first down yardage. He does. He's across the 30 to the 31. So Medford with 11 yards there. on the 2 carries, and the Trojans will have first and 10 from their own 31.
Well, again, running off the left side of the offensive line where Baylor and Gabe Lewis at center, and Monty Stanley, the big guy at left tackle, but that's just some solid running by Kason Medford.
The ball is on the ground. It is recovered by the Trojans, so a loss of yardage, but the West Brunswick does maintain possession as Owen McDowell jumps on the loose ball. It looks like there's a flag on the far side of the field just behind the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what that call is.
Yeah, there is a flag, and I think it's probably going against West, so let's see what North Myrtle elects to do, because they probably lost a couple of yards on the fumble. They're going to decline that procedure penalty and take the down. So second and a bunch, Sam. I don't know. Maybe lost 2 or 3 yards.
Looks like a 2nd and 12 situation from the West 29-yard line. McDowell flings that pass out to Medford. Medford's got room up the left sideline. Not sure what he was doing there, trying to cut and make a couple of tacklers miss. It did not fool the North Myrtle Beach defense. It did pick up about 4 or 5 yards.
Well, that's just, some pretty good coverage that time by the Chiefs. Looked like number 21 among other players, Tony Williams, in on the stop. This is one of the differences between this year's West team and last year's West team, obviously, with McCray, who was a home run threat, Sam, anywhere on the field. A 4-yard run could turn into an 84-yard touchdown scamper. Not quite sure whether West has that kind of capability yet with this year's squad, but they're still trying to sort of find their identity. And they picked a tough opponent tonight to practice with this North Myrtle Beach team.
6 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second quarter of your ATMC TV Game of the Week. North Myrtle Beach 17, West Brunswick 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have T-shirts for sale.
The Trojans lost their season opener on the road against Socastee, 39-14. West Brunswick, I think we can all agree, much better on the road last week against Whiteville, and had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter before surrendering a 29-28 loss at the hands of the Wolfpack. Whiteville successfully converted a 2-point conversion with about 3.5 minutes left to win that game 29-28. And boy, it just doesn't get any easier for West Brunswick, as tonight they come in and host the number 3 ranked team in South Carolina 4A football. No rest for the weary, partner.
No, not at all. I mean, as you were saying earlier, Sam, it's a good challenge. It's a good test for West. And they just got to keep plugging away here.
McDowell completes the pass on the slant pattern to number 23, Noah Johnson. So a nice throw and catch there.
Well, that was probably as well as Owen McDowell's thrown the ball here this evening. That's just a quick step, 1-2-step drop back, and really threw a bullet to Noah Johnson. So credit McDowell on that play, just making a great throw.
11-yard completion on the slant pass there on 3rd and 8. Keeps the chains moving and the drive alive for the Trojans. McDowell hands that one off up the middle. Medford's got some running room. He's across midfield, still on his feet across the first down marker, and loses his helmet to boot at the end of the run. But a tough run there from senior Kason Medford.
We talked about Corinne Glass's 360 moves, and Medford shows you one of his own and plows his way through a lot of defenders to pick up the first down. Does the senior. It just helps when you move the chains, Sam. You pick up a couple of first downs in a row. The whole momentum shifts. Confidence is so important.
West Brunswick with 1st and 10 on the North Myrtle Beach 45-yard line. McDowell looking for a receiver. He's got Dylan Jeffries open. Jeffries catches it, and he's all the way down to the 25-yard line for a 20-yard completion. McDowell doing some damage through the air on this possession.
West had the right call that time because North Myrtle Beach was coming. Got a flag down in the field. Let's see where that's going to go. Or maybe that's not a flag, Sam. I'll take that back.
Looks like it was Julian Legrand's.
Might be a shoe. I don't know.
Mouthpiece or something. I'm not sure.
But anyway, good play calling that time by the West offensive staff and excellent execution on the part of McDowell.
1st and 10 at the Chiefs' 25-yard line. McDowell throws the fade route. He's got Jeffries open. A slight overthrow, but a really nice throw and a good route there by Jeffries. Just couldn't quite connect that one.
He had him beat. Dylan Jeffries had number 25, Jordan Gillings, beat that time, and Owen just overthrew by just a hair. That was a good play, good-looking delivery, throw. Had time, that offensive line doing a good job, and I'll tell you what, North Myrtle Beach called a timeout, Sam, so their coaching staff not so happy. Matt Reel and company don't like what they've seen the last 3-4 plays.
Timeout taken by the Trojans.
And Jay, a really good idea there from West Brunswick. They've been, you know, they had just beat them 2 plays in a row with those quick hitting slant plays, and then, you know, you're a defender, you creep up to stop the slant, and Jeffries runs right by you. Just couldn't quite connect there, but, you know, if you're a quarterback and you miss on that throw, that's where you want to miss. You don't want to miss in a spot where they can intercept it or make a play on the ball. So
that's
nice
right.
job by McDowell.
If your guy can't catch it, nobody will, and you
That's
can live
right.
for another day. And again, when they throw the football, Sam, it ran successfully. It makes a difference for that running game as well. It just kind of gets those guys, the defenders, out of the box, gives you a little more time to do things. So success breeds success, and they've had a nice little drive on this possession, particularly through the air and that real good run by Medford. West right back out there. They're ready to get going. North Myrtle Beach has tried to slow things down just a little.
5 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the first half. North Myrtle Beach leads 17-0, but the Trojans are threatening. 2nd and 10 at the North Myrtle Beach 25, and McDowell is bottled up. That was number 8. I believe that's Dominique Vereen in on the sack there. So North Myrtle Beach calls a timeout, and immediately after the timeout, Vereen gets a sack of McDowell to put the Trojans in a 3rd and 15 situation from the 30-yard line.
Owen didn't have any chance whatsoever then. There were 1, 2, probably 3 white-shirted defenders in on him. So he did a good job that time of just hanging on to the football. Certainly in 4-down territory here, so let's see what they can do in this 3rd down situation.
McDowell pitches that one around the left side to Daniels. He's got a little bit of running room. He's across the 25, knocked out at about the 23-yard line. So about a 7 or 8 yard run for DeMonte Daniels.
I'll tell you, Daniels sneaky quick, because it looked like Dominique Vereen had a great angle on him, and somehow Daniels beat him to the corner, got around and picked up some valuable yardage.
That's going to bring up a 4th and about 8 situation from the North Myrtle Beach 23-yard line. So a big spot here in the game. 4th and 8, the Trojans trying to crawl their way back into this one, trailing by 17. The Trojans with 2 receivers out to the left, 2 out to the right, and someone didn't line up right, much to the chagrin of West Brunswick head coach Kelly Williamson, who rips the visor off his head.
Taken by the Trojans.
Yeah, I think when that hat comes off like that, it's not good. If you're a West Brunswick Trojan, coach is not too happy when he rips that visor off. Everybody liked to have a do-over at that point. So they do call the timeout, which is probably the right call, and get organized. This is a very important play. 4:14 to go in the second quarter. West trailing 17-0.
What kind of play call do you like here, partner?
Well, they listen, on this particular possession, this series, they've had more success through the air than on the ground, so looks to me like they got 3 wideouts, and see if McDowell can get some time to get the ball to one of them.
This drive has covered 3 minutes and 6 seconds and 57 yards. So a really nice job here by West Brunswick. Nice response after North Myrtle Beach scored to go up 17.
North is coming.
McDowell gets the snap, rolls out to his right. McDowell is looking for a receiver. He doesn't have it. He comes up to make a guy miss. Dives for the marker, and he might have it. Let's see. Oh, Jay, I believe he stepped out just shy of the line to gain, and he is going to be about 2 yards short, which is going to give North Myrtle Beach possession. 1st and 10 out of their own 17-yard line.
Boy, that's a tough break for West, and an excellent effort on the part of McDowell. He was trying to dodge that tackler and then dove for what I think would have been a 1st down, Sam. But if he stepped out of bounds before, the officials caught him. So excellent effort by McDowell, and that's a good drive by West. They want to try to find something good to talk about. They can be happy with the offense on that particular possession.
McClendon hands it up off the middle. Big 44, Russ Gore in on that tackle, along with several other Trojans. We got some more extracurricular activity. That was North Myrtle Beach running back Zion Bell in on the carry for about 3 yards.
That was Gore and some help from McCray that time. Just wouldn't let Bell loose. Still picked up a couple yards.
Jay, by my individual count, that's 7 tackles already from Russ Gore. He's
had an outstanding first half.
McClendon hands that one around the left side to Bell, and he's upended. The ball comes out, but he was ruled down. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the line to gain.
Down. 2nd down for the Chiefs.
Now, Hunter Nickel came up with that football for West, but I think that's the correct call, that the ground caused the fumble. So sets up a 3rd down situation. This is a big play for West Brunswick. If they can stop North here, have them kick the ball away. And
McClendon's got it. He pitches it around the right side. Jay, he's going to have enough for the 1st down yardage, but a clear hold on the outside on the West Brunswick defensive back. That was a really nice job by West Brunswick's Tony Williams there, who was the cornerback trying to make the tackle. He was held, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that one's coming back for sure. So a good effort that time by West. Good penetration across the line of scrimmage. Some nifty ball faking by McClendon, and North Myrtle Beach almost picked up a 1st down, but it's going to come back to the hold, so sets up a 3rd and probably 11.
Huge penalty against the Chiefs.
That's a big penalty against North Myrtle Beach. See if West can take advantage of it.
3rd and 11 from the Chiefs' 18-yard line. And Jay, if the Trojan defense can force a stop, and force a punt, they may get pretty good field position here. Maybe get a score before the end of the 1st half. But we'll check out the 3rd and 11 play. McClendon in the shotgun.
You're trying to find Stockdale.
That's exactly what he does, and it's nearly picked off, and the Dylan Jeffries very nearly comes up with the interception after it was off of Stockdale's hands. That pass broke up. I think that was number 5, Malik Goss, maybe on that pass breakup. It was hard to tell from all the way over here.
I know Jeffries is involved in it, and maybe Khalil Bland, but good defensive effort that time by West, and they're going to force the young punter, Zane Smith, who averages 43.5 yards a kick, but he's going to be kicking pretty deep in his territory, Sam.
Smith catches the snap. He gets the punt away. That is a high punt in the air to number 2, Dylan Jeffries, who fields it just in Trojan territory, and he's tackled across midfield, so good starting field position. 1st and 10 on the North Myrtle Beach 49-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good series by the West defense that followed up a good series by the West offense. They get the ball in good field position here. Got a little bit of confidence from the way they were able to move the ball the last time, so they got 2:23 to go. It would really be a big momentum boost for West. They can take this ball down the field, get in the end zone before the half runs out.
McDowell looking for someone to throw to. He makes a couple defenders miss. He's got some room around the left side, and he's run out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. We'll say the 43, and he picks up 6 yards on first down.
Owen showing some good presence of mind that time. Felt the pressure right, was able to evade it, got back to the left side and picked up 5 or 6 yards getting around the left side of the West Brunswick line. That's all McDowell. Very athletic kid. Heck of a baseball player, isn't he, Sam?
Really
Hickman?
good middle infielder on a really good West Brunswick High School baseball team. McDowell fakes the handoff to Daniels, looking for room around the left side. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. May have picked up a yard there to the 42.
That tackle by Marcellus Livingston, another one of those Livingston guys. With a good stop that time on McDowell, so sets up a 3rd and probably 3. West probably is in 4-down territory, Sam. Sure would like to pick it up on this one.
Oh, McDowell had a receiver, Noah Johnson, open, but the pass was deflected at the line and it falls incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th and 3 from the North Myrtle Beach 43-yard line, 42-yard line.
And Owen also had DeMonte Daniels coming out of the backfield, going the opposite direction. It looked like nobody was guarding him or defending him. Something maybe they'll come back to.
1 minute, 31 seconds left here in the first half. North Myrtle Beach 17, West Brunswick 0 from M.H. Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Some confusion here for the Trojans as Jeffries runs onto the field late. Don't have a play clock, but it's got to be ticking down here. 3 receivers out to the right side, and it's going to be a false start penalty on number 2, Dylan Jeffries.
Flag on the field.
So instead of a manageable 4th and 3 situation, the Trojans are going to be tasked with crossing the line to gain on a 4th and 8 here with a minute and a half left in the second quarter.
Yeah, you know, that play just kind of looked troublesome from the get-go, didn't it, Sam, with Jeffries kind of late getting out to the right side. Then,
it's always odd to see false starts on the receiver because you're watching the ball,
yeah,
to see when it snaps. So, nevertheless, 4th and 8. McDowell looking for someone to throw to. He's going to scramble for it, and it's going to be close, real close, Jay.
See where they mark it. You know, McDowell almost pulled one out the last possession. He gets a good mark here. He's got a chance for the first down. Let's see.
It's going to be very, very close. I feel like I'm standing on top of it, and he's not going to get it. He's going to end up about a half-yard short of the marker. He's brought down at just right at the 40-yard line. He needed the 39.5.
So another good effort by McDowell, but came up just short. So North dodges a bullet and has a minute 23 seconds on the clock to work with. This team has shown some capability to score quickly. They've got some game breakers on their side.
The Chiefs 1st and 10 from their 40-yard line. That pass is in the air, and it's picked off. West Brunswick comes up with the interception. That was number 40.
Hunter Nickel.
Hunter Nickel with the, I don't know who tipped it, Jay, but Nickel came up with the interception. A great defensive play gives the Trojans possession in North Myrtle territory.
Sam, I think Nickel deflected it, and Nickel caught brought the ball down. So a great play by the junior. And West has life with 1:17 to go inside the North Myrtle Beach 40-yard line. Let's see what Owen McDowell and company can do on this possession.
First and 10 on the North Myrtle Beach 37-yard line. McDowell's got the snap. He throws the pass out to the left of Medford, who's looking for running room. He's brought down at the 34-yard line.
That's a nice tackle by Tony Williams. He was one-on-one with Medford. If Kaysen had been able to get past him, he had some green grass to go.
So the clock is ticking. There's 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. West has got a 2nd and 6. McDowell looking for someone to throw to. He rolls out to his right. He's being chased by a defender. Had a receiver over there, but he couldn't quite get enough on the throw to get it there, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 with 41 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Owen that time, and probably did a good job of throwing that ball in a place where nobody was going to catch it except his guy.
And his wrestling shoes on. Let's give it up for Mike.
That was a tough throw for McDowell to have to make. So you still got 2 downs here. Possession much more important. North Myrtle Beach jumping around in the defensive line. Whistles blown. Let's see what's...
I think it made a receiver on the West Brunswick far side jump there when the North Myrtle defensive line shifted. So it's going to bring up a more difficult 3rd down situation for West Brunswick.
Yeah, and one of those kinds of mistakes and penalties that you really kind of an unforced error, Sam, you know, in basketball.
And tennis.
And tennis, there you go. Hurtful in football, too. Cinto out wide to the right.
McDowell completes that one to Jeffries. He cuts back up the field. He's down at about the 32-yard line. The clock is still ticking. Clock is still ticking. West Brunswick's got to get on the ball.
Well, remember, they can, if they get a first down, the clock will stop. So I don't know what their timeout situation is, but they definitely need to pick up a first here.
McDowell's got the shotgun snap. He rolls out to his right. He's looking for a man. He's got Cinto in the end zone, and it's picked off by North Myrtle Beach's Tyler Gore, who's going to run it out.
He's
Gore's
dangerous.
still on his feet. I believe we're going to have a block in the back there, but Gore is brought down at about the 25-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And Jay, I believe that's going to be the last play of the first half, as North Myrtle Beach is going to carry a 17-0 lead into halftime. McDowell's pass to Cinto to the end zone, intercepted by the Division I cornerback Tyler Gore. So we got a lot to sort out here. I believe it's going to be a block in the back on North Myrtle Beach on the return, but the players are headed to their respective locker rooms. And after 24 minutes of play here from MH Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week, it's North Myrtle Beach 17, West Brunswick 0.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
We try about once a month to make a few video packages, and we go over to ATMC, and the 2 guys there, Aaron and Nathan, help us to put together a little news show where the kids get to host, and it's totally student-made except for those 2 stitching everything together. I think the students really look forward to ATMC Day. It's like a little field trip, except for a little less stress on me because it's right across the street. We get to go into the studio, and I think they really enjoy being on film. It's a fun experience for them that they don't typically get as high school students. But then also it has a huge impact on the school population and those students, because a lot of teachers will show Trojan Vision in their classroom, and it spreads the word of what we're doing in our journalism class with the help of ATMC.
Trojan Visions taught me a lot, not only in the technical part of like filming, but also in becoming more involved in my community, especially like in West Brunswick, because before, you know, I would just go to school and like not really take in anything other than my small friend group. But as I worked with Trojan Vision, I had to go out and tell stories about the student body at West, and I learned about how talented we were as a group and how many diverse backgrounds there are at West.
Trojan Vision has been a really big learning experience for me, and I've had a lot of fun through it, and I've really enjoyed working with ATMC through it all because it's really helped me to see the professional side of it and learn a lot of good technical skills that I can use. I think being able to interact with ATMC and use all of their technology, and along with the Macs and the other tech that we have here, has been a great learning experience and has really been a lot better than just the usual classroom setting.
ATMC TV's Game of the Week is brought to you by J.P. Russ & Son Grading and Clearing, Community Finance of South Carolina, Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue's Haunted Trail, The Doghouse Grill 2, Strand Termite and Pest Control, the Brunswick Beacon, and ATMC.
We're back from M.H. Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. After 2 quarters of play, the visiting North Myrtle Beach Chiefs, the powerhouse Chiefs, the 3rd-ranked team in Class 4A football in South Carolina, lead the West Brunswick Trojans 17-0. North Myrtle Beach really dominated the opening quarter and then the early minutes of the second quarter, but a nice response there at the end of the first half by the Trojans. They moved the ball a handful of times, just couldn't get points.
Sam, I couldn't agree with you more. Probably the last 5-7 minutes of the second quarter was mostly dominated by West. They moved the ball offensively, and Hunter Nichols made a great deflection and an interception. Good pop there to start the third quarter.
Tony Williams delivers a nice little pop there on the far sideline. So the Chiefs will take over 1st and 10 at about the North Myrtle Beach 40-yard line. I can see the field paint a little better this half, so we'll see if we can do a little better job of keeping you up to speed on where the ball is, but the Chiefs will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line to start the third quarter.
And we've got, okay, good, no delay. Get it going. There's been 4 days on this game, so.
Jay, really solid first half from linebacker Russ Gore. He had probably about close to 10 tackles for the Trojans.
Yeah, he had an outstanding first half defensively.
McClendon's pass for Stockdale is over the outstretched arms, and boy, McClendon took a pop there from, looked like 42, Jakari Bethel. Maybe forced a little bit of a high throw there.
Stockdale has been the favorite receiver tonight for North Myrtle Beach's Kason McClendon, the junior quarterback. And the pressure that time probably did contribute to the incomplete pass.
That handoff goes to Bell, and a really nice play there on the defensive line. Let me see if I can get a number.
4-2.
Jakari Bethel.
Yes, sir.
With the tackle.
Kind of a quiet first half for Bethel. But this kid has played real well so far this year.
That
5'10".
Sorry, Jay?
No, I was just going to say he's a 5'10", 180-pound senior and really coming into his own this year.
That was Ramsey Lewis on the carry up the middle for the Chiefs. He was tackled at the 40-yard line for no gain. Big 3rd and 10 to open the third quarter. McClendon's got the snap. He rolls out to his left. The ball's deflected, and it just scoots under number 2, Tyler Gore. And Jay, even if Gore came up with that one, because it was tipped, I believe he was going to be about 3 to 4 yards short of the first down marker. So a really nice opening defensive possession for West Brunswick to start the final 24 minutes.
Couldn't agree with you more, and West continues their pretty consistent play that they showed the last 5-6 minutes of the second quarter and come out with a real good first 3 defensive downs, forced the punt. Of course, this young man has been kicking the heck out of the ball all night, Zane Smith.
Freshman punter for the Chiefs, Zane Smith, gets off a high kick. That one's going to land at the 25-yard line and roll down at the West Brunswick 18. So that is a 42-yard punt right there with Smith's average on the year.
You think that doesn't make a difference? Think again, field possession so important. And when you got a weapon like Zane Smith, can kick you out of trouble and put the opponent into trouble, that is a very, very valuable weapon. So let's see what Owen McDowell and company can do. Again, they showed some good consistency. They moved the chains going up top. Some hard running by Medford. See if they can keep it up here on their first possession of the third quarter.
Jay, that's also 3 possessions in a row for North Myrtle Beach where the Trojans have either forced a punt or come up with a turnover. So a nice job. Daniels looking for running room, and he's got some across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. He picks up about 5 yards on the carry.
Good effort. Good effort by Daniels. Nice block that time by 57, Jake Baylor. Again, that offensive line doing a pretty good job for West here this evening against a pretty talented North Myrtle Beach Chief team, ranked number 3 in South Carolina 4A high school football.
Jay, one thing I will say about this effort from West Brunswick, I think West throwing the ball a lot will serve them well, you know, the later we go in the season, as Daniels has got some running room around the right side. He's across right down at the 30-yard line, but 2 yards past the line to gain. So Daniels picks up about 12 yards on 2 carries, and the Trojans got a little life here early in the third quarter. There's exactly 10 minutes left in the third period.
And I, again, Sam, agree with you wholeheartedly with respect to when West successfully throws the football. They don't have to throw a lot, but when they throw and if they can complete some passes, it just really helps set up their running game. They want some balance, and we've seen some glimpses of it here this evening.
McDowell hands that snap to Daniels, and he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration there by the North Myrtle Beach defensive line.
Yeah, sometimes you just get beaten. That time, that's what happened to the West offensive line. Good penetration on the part of the Chiefs. Looked like number 50, which is Kwame Livingston, who's a stud at 250 pounds, among others in there on that stop. So it sets up a second and,
10.
About 10, yeah, long 9 for sure for Owen McDowell. Let's see what Owen can do.
Easton Simmons, the motion man for the Trojans. McDowell in the shotgun. He pitches out to the left of Bethel, who makes a couple cuts, and he's dropped at the 35-yard line for about 4 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6 from the Trojan 35.
Wow, Bethel, a real strong runner, real strong young man, outstanding wrestler, Sam, and showing some of his football running ability on that play. But Bethel is a tough guy to bring down, a lot like Medford. You've got to lay a pretty good lick on those guys to knock them off their pins. It sets up a 3rd and 7 passing situation for the Trojans.
Noah Johnson, the motion man. That handoff goes up the middle to Bethel, and there's very little running room.
Taken down by a gang.
We'll give him 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up about a 4th and 3. A 4th and 3 from the West Brunswick 38-yard line. There are 7 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third quarter. North Myrtle Beach 17, West Brunswick 0 from M.H. Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
And is he going to kick it, or are they going to go for it? I'm not sure North knows.
Oh,
I
think neither.
Yards.
They're going to get an offside penalty.
Flag on the field.
That was number 7 for North Myrtle Beach.
That's
Taraz,
give West a first down,
Rice, who jumps offside for the 2nd time tonight, and that's going to give the Trojans a first down.
Boy, that's a critical mistake on the part of North Myrtle Beach, and an excellent effort by the Owen McDowell and the West offensive unit. Draw them off sides. Big first down for the Trojans.
And Jay, West has moved the ball about 30 yards and taking up 3 minutes of game clock. Ooh, a nice little jump cut in the hole for number 42, Jakari Bethel. And it had one that had he not made, he'd have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but he made the initial tackler miss, and he gets out to the 47-yard line.
Some good strength, balance, and athleticism by Bethel that time with that jump cut, and that was a real difference between no yards and 5 yards, or 4 yards, which he picked up. Good
Second
effort.
and 6 situation from the West Brunswick 47-yard line.
So good down and distance situation for McDowell. Doesn't have to throw. You got Russ Score at the up back position.
Not much running room there for the Trojans, as Bethel is not brought down, but forward progress halts his momentum, and it looks like they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 from the West Brunswick 47-yard line.
Yeah, that time the left side of the North Myrtle Beach defensive line, and again, that's a big guy, Livingston and Rice, a good-sized guy at 225 pounds. They are tough to run through.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter here, North Myrtle Beach 17, West 0. That pass is deflected at the line. McDowell under all kinds of duress there as the pass is batted down to the grass. And that'll bring up a 4th and 6 situation.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Owen that time. Like number 60, Marcellus Livingston, among 3 white-shirted Chiefs, putting pressure on Owen McDowell. So sets up a 4th down where West has been a little tricky here this evening. Now we got here's a new one, Sam.
All the linemen are over to the far sideline. We have one North Myrtle Beach defender over the center. Now we have a couple more going in there. The snap goes to McDowell. He's looking for a guy to throw to. He's got a receiver down the field, and that pass is nearly picked off but dropped, and that's probably better for North Myrtle Beach that it was dropped. So now they'll get field position starting in the West Brunswick territory, whereas had it been picked off, the Chiefs would have been starting from inside their 10-yard line.
Absolutely right. Tony Williams, I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but he should say he did, and didn't come up with the INT because of the field position factor. So North Myrtle Beach is going to get the ball back in the middle of the field rather than get the ball inside their 10-yard line. Not a bad call, though, by West. And Jay, I think North Myrtle Beach reacted pretty favorably to that.
Jay, I thought I was confused earlier, but North Myrtle Beach's number 21 is a DB named Tony Williams. West Brunswick's number 21 is a DB named Tony Williams. I was about to apologize for the mistakes I've been making all night, but and it's both T-O-N-E-Y.
Yeah,
so.
I've been looking all night long to get that in. Because I thought, wait a minute, how many Tony Williams are there in this game, much less this world? Well, there's 2 of them, and with the E in their name, yeah. So we still.
Fun fact number 1 of the evening. Stay tuned for more. We're at our best in the 4th quarter, folks. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at the West Brunswick 47. That's Class, who we haven't seen a lot of lately, and he is off to the races. He's across the 25, the 20, makes a tackler miss all the way down to the West Brunswick 11-yard line for a 36-yard carry on 1st and 10.
Just a real, no pun intended, classy running back is Kared Class, the 5'8" senior. And, West has done a fairly good job of keeping him in check here tonight. Now we got a flag.
We have a flag on the field.
That can't be good.
Jay, it looked like it was thrown in the direction of West Brunswick's number 23, Noah Johnson, well after the play. So we're going to see it's going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Trojans. So instead of 1st and 10 from the 11, it's going to be 1st and goal for the Chiefs from the 5.5-yard line.
And that's certainly one of those kinds of penalties that you want to avoid. And
North Myrtle Beach in the shotgun formation. McClendon looks to the sideline to get the play. There are 5 minutes and 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Chiefs looking to add on to their 17-0 lead here at M.H. Rourke Stadium. The handoff goes to Class. Jump cut across the 5 down to about the 4-yard line.
44, Russ Score in again on a stop. Russ Score, as you mentioned earlier, had a real splendid first half defensively and on a lot of tackles. He is a scholar athlete, Sam Hickman, and I think some of the schools that are looking at him are schools that only you and I dream about. That'd be the Ivy League schools.
Class going around the right side. He reaches for the pylon. He's across the goal line, but we got a little laundry on the field.
Yeah, it's in that area of the field where generally it's offensive holding, so I think that touchdown's going to come off.
The second scoring run of the night for the Chiefs that has been nullified by a holding penalty. Fun fact number 2. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal situation, but from about the, let's see. Oh, that one's going to push the Chiefs way back, partner, to about the 16, 17-yard line.
So that is a hurtful penalty against North Myrtle Beach for sure. Takes off 6 points and walks off a lot of yards.
I'm looking for Stockdale here.
Well, he's been the favorite tonight through the air.
McClendon pitches out to the right side. That's Bell on the carry, and he's down to about the 11-yard line for a 6-yard gain.
Nice tackle that time by McDowell with some help from Jakari Bethel.
Brings up a 3rd down for the Chiefs.
They talk a lot, Owen McDowell, wow. I bet that kid sleeps well after a game. All the snaps offensively, all the snaps defensively.
Not to mention, for a lot of the evening tonight, it seems he's been running for his life under that intense pressure from the North Myrtle Beach defense. McClendon's pass lofted to the corner of the end zone to Stockdale, and he beats the coverage on the play, and that's a touchdown for the Chiefs on 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. And with that, the Chiefs take a 23-0 lead here on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
Well, that's just an excellent throw that time by Kason McClendon, and obviously Tyron Stockdale, a really good target. Just looked that one right into his hands, and Zane Smith out for the point after.
The kick is up, and the kick is good to give the Chiefs a 24-0 lead with 4:25 left here in the third quarter, which gives us time to thank a couple of our sponsors. First, we'd like to thank Community Finance of South Carolina for its sponsorship. Community Finance offers personal and title loans with the most competitive rates in the area. Located right across the border in scenic Little River, South Carolina, Community Finance provides quick approval so you can have cash in minutes. Visit them online at c-f-s-c-loans.com. We'd also like to thank J.P. Russ & Sons, who's serving Brunswick County since 1947. J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. Paving, grading, clearing, drainage, and much more, J.P. Russ & Son will haul any material, even rock. Give them a call at 754-6023. And Jay, the potential comeback attempt for the Trojans just got a lot tougher.
Yeah, it did. 3 scores down is difficult. 4 scores down, I don't want to say impossible. If anybody stayed up late Sunday evening and watched some college football, you saw UCLA come back from the dead and win a game over Texas A&M. But
35 unanswered points for the Bruins in that one.
That was a little different contest than what we have here this evening. So at this point, tall order for the Trojans, but they have showed the ability to move the ball here. You just got to be a little more consistent. A good run back would help.
Daniel's looking for some running room. He's met at the 20-yard line. He's still moving his feet. He's down at about the 23.
Daniels, your ball carrier.
Boy, a lot of guys in on the special teams kick coverage for North Myrtle Beach, including, this is when you know you got a good team. Kwame Livingston, who's a defensive end and an offensive tackle, was in on the stop on that
on the
special
kickoff team.
Yeah, at 250 pounds. How quick does that kid get down the field, right?
Yeah, reminiscent of, speaking of college football, Alabama's starting running back, Harris, blocked the punt the other night in the Alabama-Florida State game. A lot of times, Jay, with the best teams, you see that their stars are big contributors on special teams.
Boy, special teams so very important.
That's Medford with the run up the middle, and he's making some guys miss down to the 30-yard line for a 7-yard gain on first down.
Number 45, Daniel Cross.
Check it, Sam. That may have been Daniel Cross, who is a new back in the game tonight.
That was what number, Jay?
45.
45, Daniel Cross.
5'9".
My apologies to Daniel.
$180. All the running backs for West are about the same size. We haven't seen much of Medford here in the second half. We saw Bethel to start the third quarter. Now we're seeing Cross. And he's finding the same tough sledding on the interior of that line. And there's Livingston, and a flag goes down.
Yeah, Jay, I believe that's going to be on Livingston. There was a little woofing going on after that tackle.
Just a wee bit, yeah. And wow, if you're Coach Matt Reel, you're saying, Kwame, why? You know, we just don't need that. Got a 24-point lead. Things going very much in our favor. We don't want to give this team any reason to think that they can climb back into this game. So, big advantage for West. Let's see if they can take advantage of it on a new set of downs.
The Trojans have a 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Livingston. McDowell still in at quarterback, Cross the lone back. McDowell's pass attempt, he lofts it down the field. And Jeffries comes up with it. Jeffries comes up with the catch, and he's all the way down to the 1 or 2-yard line. What a catch, what a play.
I don't know who was more surprised, Dylan Jeffries, who caught the ball, or Tyler Gore, who was defending against the catch. But what an excellent throw and a really fine catch by Jeffries. And that's the way, things change real quick in a football game.
That's a 52-yard completion after the deflected catch by Dylan Jeffries. Really nice play, and it sets up the Trojans with a 1st and goal at the Chiefs' 1-yard line.
So if West can bang it in here, all of a sudden, a little different game, 24-7, plenty of time to go. See what that big offensive line, if they can carve out some yards.
McDowell looking for room with the quarterback sneak, and he's driven back, and he's not going to get there.
Yeah, it's going to be
down
tough.
At the 1.
Pretty tough running up the interior of that North Myrtle Beach line. They have got some big guys there. O'Kelly's at 265, Livingston at 250.
Boy, Jay, I bet if McDowell faked the handoff here and carried it around the side, he'd have plenty of daylight.
Well,
just a guess.
Just see what's in store for the Trojans on it. But that certainly Owen's a very good ball handler, and he's got 2 good backs in there now to going to come through again.
Looked like he leaned across the goal line that time, and it is an Owen McDowell touchdown. With 2:19 left here in the third quarter, the Trojans get on the board with an Owen McDowell QB sneak from the 1-yard line.
A good effort by Owen that time, just kind of willing his way across the line to pick up the score. So let's see if West is going to go for 1 or 2. It's going for the 1. And who's the kicker, Sam?
Number 15, Hunter Yonks. in to kick the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He pushes it wide left, and the Trojans are left down 24-6 with 2:19 left here in the third quarter. Owen McDowell gets West Brunswick on the board with a 1-yard quarterback sneak, and it gives us a great opportunity to thank the Brunswick Beacon for its sponsorship of the ATMC TV Game of the Week. The Brunswick Beacon is your community newspaper since 1962 and is your source for local news, sports, and features. Subscribe to the Beacon today. Call 910-754-6890 or visit brunswickbeacon.com. And Jay, you can read all about the Grizzett Town Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail in the Beacon in the coming months. Can you survive the Grizzett Town Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail? You'll go in, but will you come out? The 9th annual Haunted Trail opens at 7 p.m. every Friday and Saturday of October, plus October 30th, and of course, Halloween night on the 31st. Located at 758 Longwood Road in Ocean Isle Beach. For more information, contact 910-287-3030 or go to GrizzettTownFire.com.
It'll be here before we know it, won't it? I mean,
right around the corner.
It is. This is the first week of September. I don't know where in the world summer went, but Halloween will be here before we know it.
Jay, if I have learned anything from having a child, it's that time flies. That was North Myrtle Beach's Darion Conyers on the return, and once again, good starting field position for the Chiefs, who take over 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
So this is an important series of downs for West Brunswick defense. Got a little bit of a lift, a big lift from the offense on the last series, picking up the touchdown and 6 points. So West can hold North here, maybe even turn them over, get the ball in good field position.
Jay, a little excitement here as the cheerleaders are rifling T-shirts up into the home bleachers here at MH Rourke Stadium. And Bell is making defenders miss until he meets Khalil Bland about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
It's a good open field tackle by Bland. He's been in on a number of good stops tonight. But North Myrtle probably quite content to make 5-yard chunks at a time. And I think we got another one of those equipment deals going on. So one player exits, one player comes in for the Chiefs.
We got some more laundry on here.
Well, that's number 17, Ramsey Lewis, but let's see which way the penalty goes. Looks like holding North Myrtle Beach. Helps a little bit. You know, Lewis, an impressive player, Sam, and a youngster at 5'10", 160, only in the 10th grade.
That penalty is going to push the Chiefs back to the original line of scrimmage, where it's going to be 2nd and 10 from their own 45.
Penalties hurt you, man. They just hurt you.
A minute and a half left in the third quarter on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. North Myrtle Beach 24, West Brunswick 6, and now we have a stoppage in play.
They're running a few seconds off the clock, it looks like, and the officials are happy, and so are we. I'll tell you, North Myrtle Beach uses all their time to get plays off, don't they?
Oh, he's got Conyers open. There's a little fake wide receiver screen and slipped the receiver in on the slant route. And a nice throw from McClendon down to the 41, and that is a 14-yard gain.
And when you run plays that well, No wonder they take all that time to do it. Excellent play by North Myrtle Beach. Nice tackle by Gore, but not until they picked up the first down.
So the clock winding down here in the third quarter. We're under the 40-second mark as McClendon waits on the snap. He gives it to Ramsey Lewis, who's got some running room around the right side. He makes a couple guys miss, and he is free down the right sideline. He's being chased, and the Trojans do get there and push him out of bounds, just shy of the pylon. Actually, they're going to mark him out of bounds down what looks like about the 4 or 5 yard line. So a 35-yard run there for Lewis.
Well, I'll tell you, we were just talking about him, how well he's played here tonight, and he showed some quicks on that play. He was through that line really fast and then showed some good speed down the right side. Nice effort by West to deny him from getting into the end zone, but certainly gives North Myrtle Beach an excellent field position inside the West Brunswick 5.
And Jay, you like to see the effort there defensively. You know, late in the third quarter, it's 24-6. You know, you could just watch him run into the end zone there, but West Brunswick did a good job chasing the ball carrier down. McClendon pitches that one out to the left, looking for running room, and he's got it across the goal line, and that is a touchdown for number 2, Tyler Gore. The Georgia State commit scores his first touchdown of the evening with 20 seconds left here in the third quarter, and the Chiefs have taken a commanding 30-6 lead here on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
Well, after giving up 6 points, the Chiefs offense gets on the field and marches right down. The big play, the run by Ramsey Lewis, sets up Gore's 2-yard scamper. Smith in for the PAT. He has been perfect tonight and for the season. That kid's got a great foot, Sam.
Yeah, that's the flagpole that he just nailed there on the point after attempt. So Smith is now 4 for 4 on extra points tonight, and he hit a 32-yard field goal in the early stages of this one. And with Smith's extra point, North Myrtle Beach now leads West Brunswick 31-6. Again, thanks to all our viewers for joining us and watching this week's ATMC TV Game of the Week, which is brought to you by several sponsors, including the Doghouse Grill 2. The Doghouse Grill 2 is your neighborhood hotspot, serving breakfast all day, plus delicious handmade burgers, deli sandwiches, gourmet Red Barn coffee, and dessert to satisfy your sweet tooth. Open 7 days a week for breakfast and lunch. The Doghouse Grill 2 on Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach.
Well, listen, you got to give North Myrtle Beach some credit because the offense came back on the field, and even having that holding penalty, which took away a big gain and a first down, they came right back again, featuring the running.
You know, Jay,
Ramsey Lewis.
The Chiefs set their single-season record for wins last year with 11. I would not be shocked at all to see North Myrtle surpass that number this year. It's going to take a Herculean effort to beat this team.
They look pretty good, that's for sure. I mean, very impressive offensively. They got a lot of size and certainly a lot of athleticism. And they've got a great kicker. What do we got now?
Looks like it's going to be another offsides penalty on North Myrtle Beach, so Smith's going to have to kick this next one from the 35.
If I was the special teams coach for North Myrtle Beach, I'd tell those guys just sit on the ground. I mean, this kid Smith's going to kick it into the end zone most of the time anyway, right? Only a ninth grader. Bright future for the freshman Zane Smith. 5'8", 155 pounds. He's probably going to get a little bigger and stronger by the time he's a senior.
And Jay, based on the looks of the rest of this roster, this is a program that does a good job in the weight room.
Yeah.
After 4 years of weight training for that kid, he's going to be booming him through the uprights on kickoffs.
Yes, sir.
A 5-yard penalty is not going to matter much when this kid's in the 12th grade.
Not sure it matters a whole lot now, and he's in the 9th grade. He can't even drive a car yet, Sam. He can kick the ball like that. Look. into the end zone.
One bounces down at about the 7 and crosses the goal line
Trojans take over on offense.
for a touchback, and the Trojans will have 1st and 10 from their own 20, down 31-6 with 20 seconds left here in the third quarter.
And one more thing about Smith, not only does he do an expert job with place kicks, but he's also their punter. And it's shown some good ability to punt the ball tonight. Came into tonight averaging over 42.5 yards at kick. So that's pretty good on anybody's level. So let's see what Owen McDowell and company can do with a few seconds left here in the third quarter.
Cross gets that handoff and looks for room around the left side, and he is met and stopped by the North Myrtle Beach defenders. Looks like Cross lost a yard or two on that one.
As they like to say, a host of tacklers led by number 6, Stephon Wilson, who is one of their leading tacklers coming into tonight's game.
And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 from the West Brunswick 19-yard line. When we return, we'll have the start of the fourth quarter on your ATMC TV Game of the Week from M.H. Rourke Stadium in Charlotte. It's North Myrtle Beach 31, West Brunswick 6.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
ATMC Security is changing the way you connect with your home, making it safer, smarter, and more efficient. Now you can manage your home wherever you are with a single app. Lights, locks, thermostats, 24-hour security monitoring, and more, which means you always come back to a safe, comfortable home. Monitoring services start as low as $17.95 per month. Make your home a smart home with ATMC Security.
I think co-ops are the best business plans regardless of how large or small the community is. The people in the community own the company, they have a voice in the company, and we just go about doing the business of making a world of change for them. You know, we're a service company. We're going to provide services. Whatever those services are that come down the pipe in the future, there's no better company than ATMC to provide them. No better company than ours, no better type company than a co-op to make a difference.
We are ATMC TV, Channel 3 and HD Channel 910, your community channel.
And the sun has almost set on the Trojans here tonight from M.H. Rourke Stadium. We're here at the start of the fourth quarter. North Myrtle Beach leads West 31-6. Turned into quite a beautiful evening here, partner.
It sure has. Brunswick County looking like heaven tonight. I mean, that's just a gorgeous sunset.
Owen McDowell looking for someone to throw to. Livingston's chasing him, and that's, oh, I cannot believe that wasn't called a late hit. Wow, McDowell was about 4 yards out of bounds, and finally a flag comes in, and how the referee who was standing right there didn't see it, I will never know. But that was way late.
Yeah, that, you know, so let's, I guess, maybe leave it at they finally made the right call.
The important thing is they got it right. Yeah. And they eventually got it right. But McDowell was 3 steps out of bounds when he took a little hit there.
Yeah, and what was unusual about it was the fact that it happened in such proximity to an official. But maybe he was more focused on who was in or who was out of bounds. I don't know. These guys really, you know, the officials, Sam, they do a good job, and it's easy to take shots at them. But by and large, pretty good crew here this evening, as what we see in all of our high school games. But they got it right. That was a pretty obvious one. So West picks up some yards.
First and 10 from the West Brunswick 36-yard line as McDowell's in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. He flings that one out to Cason Medford, who's looking for running room, and he's got some. Still on his feet. He's brought down at about the 43-yard line, but I believe there's going to be a holding flag on the Trojans there. That's going to push him back behind the initial line of scrimmage.
A tackle by Jordan Gillings for North Myrtle Beach and negates what was a pretty good play by Cason Medford. See which way it goes. It is holding. It is against the Trojans, so we're going to take that one off.
Haven't seen a lot of action from Medford here in the second half.
No, not like we saw glimpses in the first half, a little bit in the third quarter, but Coach has been shuffling in and out. We saw Cross tonight, Bethel tonight, Medford tonight, of course, DeMonte Daniels
a few
too.
times. Of course, the big play offensively tonight was the McDowell to Dylan Jeffries 52-yard pass that set the Trojans up on the 1-yard line and also set up West's only score of the evening, a 1-yard quarterback sneak by quarterback Owen McDowell.
Looks like we have a player down for North Myrtle Beach, so there'll be a little bit of a delay here, Sam, as we sort this out. Can't tell, maybe that's a cramp. But it is number 18. And I don't see an 18 on my roster. How about you, Sam?
Nor do I. I have a 19, Messiah Gore.
But it's
Looks like that is clearly number 18, which I do not have.
But he's coming off, not look like he's feeling too well, but he is walking off on his own power, so that's always a good sign. I mean, you know, Sam, we talked about our first game this year, I think, or how the problems with cramping, and we needn't go back over that, I guess, tonight.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
So first and 15 for West Brunswick from its own 31-yard line. Slant pass is complete to Dylan Jeffries, who's brought down across the 40 at about the 42-yard line. Nice 11-yard completion there from McDowell to Jeffries.
Yeah, I don't know how many passes Jeffries has caught tonight, but he's had more than one, and McDowell kind of picking up some yards through the air.
Second and 3 from the West Brunswick 43-yard line. Trojans trailing 31-6 against the visiting North Myrtle Beach Chiefs, the number 3 ranked team in the state of South Carolina in 4A football. Nice move by Noah Johnson. He's across midfield and down at the 47-yard line for a 10-yard gain.
Nothing fancy, just a quick out pass to Johnson, who, with some determined running, picks up another first down for West Brunswick. Not likely that West is going to score 25 points in the next 10 minutes, but they do have some time here to make this game much closer, much more competitive.
McDowell slant pass intended for Easton Simmons, and it's broken up by number 2 Tyler Gore there. A nice hit there on the receiver. And a nice job by Simmons to almost go up and snag that one out of the air.
Yeah, he almost came up with it, and that's why, you know, a kid like Tyler Gore is going to play, you know, on Saturdays next year, right? Because the quickness to the ball, and of course then the aggressive hit, very physical player. Dad's the assistant principal, I believe, at North Myrtle Beach. So,
and who was a good player in his own right, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right, yeah.
Uh-oh, McDowell's looking for somewhere to go, and he's got nothing. He just flips it out of bounds, and I believe that's going to be intentional grounding. But more importantly right now, McDowell's still on the turf. Boy, tough kid.
He got hammered.
Tough kid. He took an awkward fall there as he was chased down and dragged to the dirt, just trying to get rid of it to not take the sack, and a flag is thrown for intentional grounding. But, you know, what are you going to do in that situation, former quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it that well, trust me. But again, I think the impressive aspect of that play was who was chasing McDowell, and that was Kwame Livingston at 6'2", 250 pounds. From the other side of the field, he chases down McDowell, hits him, and then forces Owen to release the football. So intentional down called, and good news is McDowell's back up.
This is a 3rd and 28 situation for West Brunswick, and they throw the screen to Dylan Jeffries, who's looking for room. He's across the 40 and dropped down at about the 44-yard line of West Brunswick for a 12-yard completion, but still a long way to go for a first down for West.
So Kelly Williamson has to decide if go ahead and kick the ball away, or do we take a shot at it now? Just about every time this evening, they've taken shots at it. Looks like that's what they're going to do here on this situation.
It is a 4th and 17 situation for the Trojans after the 11-yard completion from McDowell to Jeffries. North Myrtle Beach does not have a man deep, so the Chiefs are anticipating the Trojans to go for this one. McDowell takes the snap. He's trying to run up the middle. He makes a couple guys miss. He's got a few yards, and he's brought down by North Myrtle Beach. It looked like that was Gore again on the tackle. McDowell picks up about 7 or 8 yards, but he's brought down well shy of the first down marker, and North Myrtle Beach is going to take over 1st and 10 from its own 49.
And Asim Harrison also helping out on that stop. North Myrtle Beach only rushed 3 linemen that time, so they had a lot of guys back, and keeping McDowell in front of them easily deny him picking up a first down, and ball goes back over to Kason McClendon and company. Let's see if they're going to continue to be aggressive or maybe start playing the clock. 10 minutes, 6 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
And that's Bell on the carry, looking for running room around the right side. He's brought down for no gain. That was Russ Gore and number 21, Tony Williams, in on that tackle.
Good effort by Gore and Williams, stopping the quick Bell.
With a little help from number 31,
Zion has been held in check tonight for the most part. But Class has been classy in his running, and
been the class of the North Myrtle Beach backfield this evening.
McClendon's thrown the ball well, so pretty good offensive.
Oh, Tim Sellers almost gets him, and Jakari Bethel does get him and slings McClendon down at the 38, 39-yard line.
The good pressure by Timmy Sellers set it up, and then Bethel came in and finished it off. So one of the few times tonight that West has been able to stop McClendon in the backfield.
That was a loss of 10 yards, which is going to set up a 3rd and 19 at the North Myrtle Beach 40-yard line. They've got to get all the way to the West Brunswick 41 to convert a first down. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left on your ATMC TV Game of the Week from MH Rourke Stadium on a beautiful September evening in Charlotte.
Stockdale's been the go-to guy, but it looks like maybe this time
it's picked off. That's Javian McCray, number 46, big Javian McCray. Jay, the second time tonight a West Brunswick defender has tipped a pass and come down with the interception.
You know, that is the second time, and it's interesting because McClendon is tall, is 6'4", so you'd think getting the ball past the line of scrimmage wouldn't be too difficult for him, but 2 times tonight, West has jumped up in the air, deflected the ball, and pulled it back down. I think Hunter Nichols in the first half did the same thing, so good effort by the West defense. Sam, you were talking before. They can quit, they can lay down, but they haven't. They're still working hard, trying to make something happen.
That handoff goes to cross up the middle, and he's met after about a yard and brought down.
Yeah, not much going on the interior of that big, strong North Myrtle Beach line. Some Some big kids up there. Their linebackers are active as well.
45.
It's
Daniel
just been
Cross, the running back.
tough getting any yardage between the tackles here tonight.
McDowell's pass intended for Noah Johnson complete, and he's tackled at the 27-yard line for an 11-yard completion, and I believe they could tack 15 onto that one with roughing the passer.
McDowell just got destroyed as he released the ball, and the officials are going to call roughing the passer. Let me tell you, I don't know Owen McDowell, but that has to be one tough kid, because he has really taken a whooping here tonight and pops right back up. That time, just as he released the ball, he was in that most vulnerable situation that quarterbacks find themselves when they hang in there, and he got obliterated to the point where the officials called roughing the passer. Yet, McDowell was right on the money with the pass, so a big pickup for West on that play.
24 yards in total from the 38 to the 14-yard line of North Myrtle Beach. There was 11 yards on the completion, and add the penalty yardage. So West Brunswick in business here as McDowell looking for a receiver. He's got Jeffries in the corner of the end zone, and he he drops it. It just is jarred loose at the very end. But a heck of an individual effort by Jeffries there. He almost came down with the catch.
And a nice toss by McDowell, the fade pattern, and Jeffries almost came down with it. Tell you what, the kids aren't backing down. They're going right at him. Good effort on the part of McDowell.
Jay, I just heard a little birdie give me some good information that explains the Tony Williams news from earlier, as that pass is complete. No, it's not complete. It's jarred loose, but that's going to be maybe some kind of targeting penalty there on North Myrtle Beach, as it looked like one of the defenders led with his head, and that could give West Brunswick an automatic first down. Former West Brunswick defensive back Tony Williams has transferred to North Myrtle Beach. There is no Tony Williams on West Brunswick. That's the same Tony Williams. He now plays for the Chiefs of North Myrtle Beach.
Well, Sam, you as a seasoned journalist with your sources, I'm sure they are...
Sources confirmed.
Confirmed, okay? So no wonder Tony Williams of North Myrtle Beach has been playing with sort of a reckless abandon here tonight, right? Since he's back playing against his old high school team. Which begs the question then, Sam, who is the 21 in green?
Tom Varnum.
Could be touchdown Tommy Varnum again. Had an excellent effort that opening night, second night, I guess, against South Brunswick.
Jay, that was a targeting penalty on North Myrtle Beach, and that's going to set up West Brunswick at the 6-yard line of the Chiefs.
Timeout taken by the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs.
Sam,
once again, we want to thank our booster club.
if it's targeting in high school, are you ejected from the game? You are in college, right?
I'll ask my sources.
Check with your sources on that. And please let us know, but I would think if that's the rule in college, it probably should have be the rule in high school.
It looks like the concession stand is still open.
Anyway, there is a timeout on the field. Both teams have their respective squads together. West coming back out on the field, but so Tony Williams, who played for West Brunswick last year, is now Tony Williams, who plays for North Myrtle Beach this year, and he is in the witness protection program?
I didn't say that last part.
Your source did not reveal that? Okay.
No.
Okay. Because if he is, he just got revealed on national ATMC television, and we probably shouldn't have done that.
We outed him.
Yeah, we did. Had a pretty solid game here tonight, I'll tell you that. So what do we got, Sam? 2nd and 4, I think.
Targeting is not an ejection in North Carolina high school football.
Okay.
It's not an ejection, and we're going to go with 2nd and 3 from the North Myrtle Beach 7-yard line. 7:28 left in this one. North Myrtle Beach 31, West Brunswick 6. Cross in the backfield with McDowell. Now he's lined up more in the tight end position. McDowell takes a low snap, just flings it up to Jeffries. It's not called, but that's going to be a pass interference penalty on none other than number 21, Tony Williams.
So safe to say that Jeffries and Williams know each other. Probably went against each other a lot of times last year in practice. And that was an easy call for the officials, as it appeared Williams wasn't even making a play for the ball, and face guarding and all that good stuff that gets you in trouble if you're the defensive back.
Lots of near connections between Jeffries and McDowell as we've got closer to the end zone here. Nevertheless, 1st and goal for the Trojans at the North Myrtle Beach 2 or 3 yard line. Jay, assess West Brunswick's effort, here tonight. It was a sluggish start, but, it seems to me at least they've settled in there and competed hard.
It's been a weird game as far as I'm concerned, Sam, because, it's despite the scoreboard, 25 points, I think West at times has played really well here this evening, and certainly given a glimpse and some hope of what they can do as the season progresses.
That's
right
big.
there.
Cross, who crosses the goal line for the West Brunswick touchdown, and that trims the North Myrtle Beach lead to 31-12 with 7:19 left here in the game.
I mean, we haven't seen much. Well, this is our first West Brunswick game of the year, but Daniel Cross is a guy that we weren't expecting a lot from here this evening, and yet he's come in and really played well here in the second half. Hard runner, picked up the score.
And Jay, this is a North Myrtle Beach defense that came into the game having only allowed 6 total points, and the Trojans have got 12 here tonight, so that's tripled the total allowed by this Chiefs defense. So overall, a pretty solid showing by West Brunswick offensively.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, the score says one thing, but the play on the field may be a little bit different. West has hung with a pretty good football team, number 3 ranked among 4A schools in South Carolina tonight, and it has not quit. And if you're a coach, that's the thing that you always want to see, that despite the score, the kids are working hard.
North Myrtle Beach just can't seem to get this West Brunswick team to go away. The Chiefs may have to call Strand Termite and Pest Control. Locally owned and operated, Strand Termite and Pest Control Company has been serving the Carolinas for more than 45 years. It provides comprehensive pest control services to ensure the safety and health of your residents or workplace. Using integrated pest management techniques and new science, it proudly offers you today's most effective treatments. Enjoy fast and friendly service along with affordable prices from Strand Termite and Pest Control Company.
They have been kind of pesty to North Myrtle Beach here this evening, that's for sure, and looks like they're going to go for 2, try to get this score to 31-14.
Another fun fact to note, Jay, since there was a minute left in the third quarter, North Myrtle Beach offense has had the ball for a grand total of 3 plays. As McDowell takes the snap, he rolls to his left. He's looking for a man in the end zone, and he short hops number 9, Cason Medford. So the 2-point conversion attempt falls to the ground, incomplete and no good. So with 7:19 left from your ATMC TV Game of the Week, it's North Myrtle Beach 31, West Brunswick 12. And that gives us a brief moment to thank ATMC for its sponsorship of tonight's game. Serving our community for more than 60 years, ATMC is your local provider for telephone, internet, digital cable, wireless, and home security. ATMC is a local company with local priorities. Contact ATMC today at 910-755-8206 or check them out on the web at atmc.com.
So
Also,
7:19 to go, Sam. Is that what we got?
7:19 left in this one.
We got some more sponsors that are
Just
helping us.
wanted to correct an earlier gaffe and thank Community Finance of South Carolina for its sponsorship. Community Finance offers personal and title loans with the most competitive rates in the area. Located right across the border in Little River, South Carolina, Community Finance provides quick approval so you, Jay, can have cash in minutes. Visit them online at cfscloans.com.
Well, I thank Sam, and I'm not sure Mr. Gore would approve of that, but since I believe he's involved with that lending institution, but I appreciate your confidence in me.
You don't need it, Moneybags. I'm still stuck on that individual effort defensively by Javier McCray on that last possession. You don't often see a tip pass and the same guy who deflects it comes up with the interception. That's Vereen on the return for North Myrtle Beach, and he's got some room around the left side. He's across midfield, and he is brought down hard on the other side of the field.
Probably a little too hard.
Number 8, Dominic Vereen, the ball carrier.
Maybe a little horse collar tackle or face mask on that.
Well, pretty close to that sideline, too, so I think either way, not good for West Brunswick.
They're going to end up starting this possession inside the West Brunswick 40 if it is, in fact, a 15-yard penalty.
Looked like he was a face mask maybe, but you're right, Sam. Tack 15 onto that pretty good return. And the Chiefs going to have great field position to start here on this possession.
1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 35. The Chiefs lead 31-12 with 7 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the game. On a Chamber of Commerce evening here in Charlotte. That is Ramsey Lewis on the carry all the way across the 25. I thought I saw some laundry on the field there in the backfield on the near sideline.
And you did, Sam. Illegal procedure against the Chiefs, so you can take that nice run off the books by Ramsey Lewis.
Jay, have you seen enough of this Chiefs team, you know, to fairly answer this question? We had North Brunswick at Whitewood in week 1, West Bladen, South Brunswick week 2, and now, of course, North Myrtle Beach and West Brunswick. Is this Chiefs team the best team you've seen this season?
I think out of the 6 we've had a chance to look at, yeah. They look pretty balanced on offensively and defensively, have good size. They got, you know, a good quarterback who can throw, and obviously a lot of athletes that can play at a high level, including that guy right there.
Zion Bell with a big carry of about 9 yards down to the West Brunswick 31.
Bell's been kind of quiet here this evening, but he's already demonstrated this year 113 yards in one game against Loris, which included an 81-yard touchdown run. So they got some big strike guys, and he's have some good size, too.
Bell around the left side. He's got enough for the first down and a lot more. He's all the way past the Trojans' 20-yard line, brought down at about the 14 or 15-yard line to set up the Chiefs with a 1st and 10 with 6 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the game.
Yeah, Bell's been pretty quiet, but certainly on the last couple of runs has shown you why people are excited about the young sophomore running back.
17 yards on that carry down to the 14.
A lot of weapons on this Chiefs team when you got Class and you got Tyler Gore and Zion Bell. Ramsey Lewis has run the ball hard.
Stockdale out wide.
Nice receiver. McClendon can throw the ball well. So number 50, Kwame Livingston. been a nightmare for everybody.
Ooh, Bell with the cutback lane, and he's got all kinds of running room. And a 14-yard touchdown run, courtesy of Zion Bell, gives the Chiefs a 37-12 lead with just over 6 minutes left in the ATMC TV Game of the Week.
Boy, he made short order of that, had a little bit of a hole, and then he just threw it into gear.
And Jay, from a guy who was quiet all night, he just racked up 40 yards rushing on that possession and a touchdown. He had runs of 9, 17, and 14 on that brief scoring drive.
Yeah, I don't know if he just got mad or what, but he woke up. Well, he got the ball, you know. He hadn't handled the ball much, and here's automatic.
Smith, Mr. Automatic, bangs the extra point straight through the uprights, and it's good to give the Chiefs a 38-12 lead. Correct myself there. North Myrtle Beach 38, West Brunswick 12.
So that's 5 extra points for Smith tonight. He was 5 for 5 coming into tonight, so he's 10 for 10,
Good
plus
math.
a field goal, and so he's 2 for 2 for the year with field goal attempts. So
that's 16 points.
Smith, a very, very valuable player. So when you're talking about, you know, well-rounded teams, I'd say North Myrtle Beach probably right there at the top of the list from what we've been able to see so far.
And Jay, that scoring drive there from North Myrtle Beach took all of 1 minute and 14 seconds after the return. The penalty gave the Chiefs the ball. The drive started at the West Brunswick 35, and 1 minute and 14 seconds later, North Myrtle Beach has tacked on to its lead, and the Chiefs now lead the Trojans 38-12. Almost halfway through the fourth quarter.
You know, Sam, of course, you've been around the West Brunswick program a lot longer than I have, but trying to remember teams that come in here to West and hang up 38 points. That doesn't happen very much.
Smith with a low squib kick is fielded by Daniels about the 10-yard line. He's looking for running room. He doesn't have much of it, but he's brought down about the 25, 26-yard line.
Trojans take over on offense.
And honest to goodness, Sam Hickman, look who's getting up. Well, there's still a player down from North Myrtle Beach, and I believe that's number 8, Dominic Vereen, but the other guy that just got up ahead of him is, number 50, Kwame Livingston, the 250-pound defensive lineman who's also on kick coverage.
He's all over the place.
That's a nice player. This is number 8. This is Vereen, who you've called out a few times here this evening, middle linebacker, tight end, and he's a little slow getting up.
Vereen also returned that last kick return for North Myrtle Beach, where he was tackled over on that sideline. He fielded the West Brunswick short squib kick following the Danny Cross 3-yard touchdown run. That was the second scoring touchdown run of the night for the Trojans. The first, of course, was a 1-yard quarterback sneak by quarterback Owen McDowell. So with 5:58 left in this one, Vereen is going to walk off slowly on his own power. North Myrtle Beach leads by 26, 38-12, as West Brunswick takes over 1st and 10 at its own 25.
Well, if you coach Matt Reel for North Myrtle Beach, you don't want your kids ever to get hurt, especially when there's only 6 minutes to go and you've got a huge lead.
Was that Cross there on the carry?
We're going to have to let him. That was, I'm not sure. Oh, that was Medford, I think. Yeah.
Medford,
yeah.
You all right?
A lot of white shirts around Kasem on that one. We got a new quarterback in the game for West, Sam.
That slant pass was intended. Looks like the pass was intended for number 81, Easton Simmons.
And I believe at quarterback now is number 24, for West Brunswick, and I don't see him on the roster, Sam, but maybe he is, and I'm just missing him.
Yeah, hard to tell, Jay, without it listed on the roster, but Medford's got that handoff, and he trucks the defender, and another all the way across midfield to the Chief 46-yard line, and a late flag comes in.
Yeah, somebody may have been hanging on to that face mask of Medford, but boy, you got a little glimpse of some hard running by Mr. Medford.
That was a 27-yard gain from the West Brunswick 27 all the way to the North Myrtle Beach 46, plus 15 on the face mask, and that's a 42-yard play for the Trojans.
Casey Medford.
Oh, excuse me. It looks like that was only a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to take it to the Chief 42-yard line.
Either way, nice effort by Medford, and once again, West, despite the score, not quitting.
Oh, that handoff was intended for Daniel Cross, but the ball was put on the ground. And that fumble is recovered by North Myrtle Beach's number 6. Help me out, partner.
Stephon Wilson, who I believe is their leading tackler coming into tonight's game, but he has been very active around the ball here this evening and comes up with a fumble. You know, that's one of the things that happens when you have a new quarterback, right? Handoffs are a little different, and that consistency not there. So turnover against West, is that their first of the game? Can't remember.
It's the first. They've turned it over on downs, but I believe that's their first. Actually, no. McDowell threw an interception on the last play of the first half in the end zone.
Didn't make any difference, did it?
Nope, sure didn't. That's Bell looking for running room, and he's got very little, and he's brought down a nice tackle over there by number 5. Is that Bland?
Khalil Bland, yeah, who has had a pretty good game here tonight defensively for the Trojans.
Big hit by number 5, Khalil.
Lost yardage. Anytime I think you can stop Bell, much less stop him without gaining any yardage, is a pretty good effort. That time, Khalil Bland with the stop.
That pitch is around the right side, and that's Ramsey Lewis, and he's got some daylight. He's being chased down by number 8, TJ Cinto, trying to bring him down, and he's knocked down inside the 15-yard line, and a late penalty thrown on the Trojans is going to tack on some extra yardage there, so that's 47-yard gain by Ramsey Lewis there.
Another youngster for North Myrtle Beach, only a 10th grader, and he's had a real solid game here tonight. They add some more yards to that run as West is going to be flagged with a personal foul.
It's going to give the Chiefs first and goal at about the West 7-yard line, so the Chiefs threatening again. Starters in the game still for North Myrtle Beach, McClendon, Lewis, and Bell in the backfield.
Yeah, McClendon still calling the shots in there tonight, even with the huge lead.
Monday Night Lights. Oh, that pitch is fumbled by Bell. It's fumbled again. West Brunswick trying to chase him down. We got penalties. Several flags on the field. That was just chaos from the get-go. Fumbled pitch. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. Flags started flying. Everything broke loose there.
And Jonathan Ruschler for West Brunswick comes up with the ball. I don't think he's going to maintain possession, but we'll have to let the officials sort it out, as they've had to do way too many times here tonight, Sam. I don't know how many penalties have been called in this contest, but I got a feeling both coaching staff illegal block against North Myrtle Beach. Neither staff going to be too happy with the number of infractions called here tonight.
Well, penalties seem to be a bugaboo for West Brunswick this year. They were flagged. I think they almost had 150 yards of penalty yardage against Whiteville last week, and you can bet that in a 1-point loss, that played a factor. So a 1st and goal from the 28-yard line. You don't see that every day. And that handoff goes to Ramsey Lewis, and he suplexed there. Looked like that was 46 Javian McCray on that tackle.
Yep. Oh, Ramsey ran into the wrong guy that time when he ran into Javian McCray, the big 260-pound sophomore. But how big he's going to be when he's a senior. Whoa.
2nd and goal from the West Brunswick 26-yard line. McClendon in the shotgun, flanked by Lewis and Bell. He's got a receiver out to his left and a single receiver to his right. He puts the handoff in the belly of Lewis, who's still on his feet. He's brought down by West Brunswick's number 30, Autry Jackson there, the junior middle linebacker.
Huge hole that time, though, for Daniels. Oh, I'm sorry, Lewis. Good effort on the interior of that North Myrtle Beach offensive line to create that kind of room.
So now 3rd and goal from the 16 or 17-yard line of West Brunswick. There are 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in your ATMC TV Game of the Week, featuring the number 3 ranked team in 4A South Carolina football, the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs, and your West Brunswick High School Trojans. The clock ticks down, almost under 2 minutes. North Myrtle Beach leads 38-12. 3rd and goal from the West 17. Bell's got the handoff. He makes McCray miss. He's got room around the left side, and he's chopped down on the far sideline. I couldn't identify who made that tackle there, but it was a nice one there on the far sideline at about the 8-yard line.
I think it was Bland again, Sam, and but
number 84, Ryan Hill on the
not
tackle.
before some positive yards gained by Ramsey Lewis. Man, again, only a 10th. He's a 10th grader. Bell's a 10th grader. The kicker's a 9th grader. The quarterback's a junior. Man, a young team here. Very talented. Haven't seen the quarterback McClendon under center much here tonight. He's going to just take the down, and this one's over, Sam.
It is over, and quite frankly, a nice show of sportsmanship there by the Chiefs, Jay, taking a knee that close to the end zone this late in the game. You know, it's 38-12. The outcome has been decided. You don't want to chunk the ball into the end zone with a minute left, and you're up 26. So hats off to North Myrtle Beach head coach Matt Rill there for a nice touch.
Excellent explanation, Sam. Yeah, that is a very classy move on the part of Coach Reel and his staff. And Kelly Williamson's squad going to do the same thing, and the outcome has been decided. Just got to get the seconds off of the clock.
That's right. The coaching staffs of these teams got to get these kids home. It's a school night, partner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They
Nathan.
usually don't have school the next day.
Yeah, and North Myrtle Beach got a little bit of a ride to get back down into South Carolina, so. And both these teams, you know, are faced with playing, 2 games in 5 days. So, you know, going to be a short work week for both of them, as they'll both be back in action again this coming Friday night.
Partner, final takeaways.
Well, listen, sometimes you lose, sometimes you get beat. West got beat tonight by, I think, probably a better team, a team that's going to win a lot of football games here this season.
In some games, you get lightning out and have to come back 4 days later.
Well, this was one of those, and it didn't turn out good for West tonight, but showed some glimpses of some things that they can work on and still try to make something out of this season.
From MH Roard Stadium in Charlotte, The final on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. North Myrtle Beach 38, West Brunswick 12. For Jake Holmes, I'm Sam Hickman. Thanks for joining us this week, and don't forget to check us out on next week's game, Wednesday and Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. on ATMC TV Channel 3 and ATMC TV HD Channel 910. Thanks for joining us, and from Charlotte, good night.
Stay connected with your community channel. Like ATMC TV on Facebook today.